Good afternoon, one and all. It's you're all expecting me to go, hello, everybody! And I didn't do it. That's why.
Damn it, Dr. Nick. Jesus Christ. You can't do that to
I
us.
don't think I've ever heard you be that serious there.
He
Ever.
debated
In
us.
like the 3 years I've known you. Never heard you be that
Yeah,
serious.
that was actually unsettling and should not happen again.
I'm sorry, I don't like
You're
it.
not allowed to say that without a top hat and a
I
monocle.
want to
I'm
take
gonna
out a loan
knock
from
it
you
off.
now or something.
Oh, God. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Table Stories Dust Veil, here on the BradWOTO channel, where it will stay. I say that. Wait, that.
Do we need to know about something?
There is some context there. It's just that, like, all week we've been telling people to go over to twitch.tv/Tablestory for most of the Tablestory content. The only show which doesn't change is this one, which is going to stay here. There's no point in changing it up because you all died last episode. So, over. Yeah, so there you go. Fuck it. First announcement. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the show. If you want more D&D, head over to twitch.tv/Tablestory because that's where all of our shows are moving to. We're going to keep them all in one place from now on instead of bouncing all about to everyone's channels and all that stuff. And it also means that we can give you things in exchange for money. That's how trade works.
That's not what giving.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Also, a few people away from 300 followers on it. Woo!
Oh, really? Wow.
Head over there and give that a follow because that's where all the other shows are. Nameless One, Seventh Eon, the Super Secret Thingy 1, Super Secret Thingy 2, and Super Secret Thingy 3, and Warped, which we now have.
Hours.
Hours.
We haven't.
And we're going to be doing all sorts of other things over there as well pretty soon. I'm running a one-shot on it at some point with a bunch of random DMs from around the Twitch, which is going to be fun. And yeah, so just throwing that out there. Twitch.tv/Tablestory is where all the shows will be, apart from this one, which is just going to remain here because it's too close to the end to bother with it. It's too long in the tooth.
Do not accept your reality.
It's too long in the tooth. We can't move old Dust Veil. He'll break his hips. How are you all doing? Connor?
I'm doing pretty good.
I'd like to go to someone at random.
Yeah,
Connor.
no, I started.
Doing well? This is
yeah,
amazing.
I feel like I'm in the good timeline now.
Yes.
And not the bad
Really?
one.
Congratulations.
I say that, and all of a sudden I hear a finger snap, and I dissipate.
Yeah. Do the thing.
No, we started a new run of Fallout 4, and I didn't notice I was on the very hard difficulty.
Oh, wow.
So that's been interesting.
There's no other way to play. There's no other way to play Fallout 4.
You play games
So,
on hard.
There's
difficulty.
survival though.
Oh, you mean you weren't on the hardest one?
I wasn't on survival. I
Well, you failed.
didn't expect I didn't expect to die a lot. All right, it just yeah. I don't really.
You know, back when I played Fallout 4, I basically did a run where I put it on the hardest setting, but then I also said, okay, we're not going to use any of the stim packs or whatever they're called. We're going to force ourselves to stop and eat food instead. Like, basically, I made my own survival mode. I said the only way we're going to regenerate health is by sleeping or by cooking food and eating it, so that our character has to stop and camp and eat and cook food and stuff like that. So I thought, this is a pretty cool idea. And then, like, after I finished the game, like 2 weeks later, introducing survival mode. Now you have to eat and sleep. And I was like, you mother, why didn't you put that out with the game?
The only thing I hated about it was the fact that you rarely autosave now. And so I left out of a vault. There's super mutants outside the door. They kill me instantly before the screen's even loaded. And it autosaved as I exited the room.
Oh,
So I was just stuck in a loop, trying to run past them and getting killed over and over. So.
that's the worst.
Feels bad, man.
Yeah. Mr. Tench, how's your week been?
Good. I got to end stream early tonight. It's not going to affect this. My personal trainer is going to set me through session number 2, and she's going to kick my ever-living butt. So that's fun.
Nice.
And been playing Pillars of Eternity 2. The only thing I'd say, it's a good game. It's be decisive. I'm incredibly indecisive because I don't want to min-max necessarily in the grand scheme of things. I want to min-max for me. I want the best party composition with the best abilities. You can't change class once you've decided a class for a story character or yourself. None of these will be spoilers, don't worry. Also, don't turn on you can turn level scaling to go down or up. Don't turn it just to up because you'll never have any idea what level anything is or what quest levels are. It is intended to do that, they said. So you can go in and they'll be like, oh, it's obviously must be your level. But if it's just upscaling up, it could be level 40. So I would just go around to because it's open world for the most part, just go around to different islands thinking I was Fairlight Excalibur and could handle things. And just boom, Ogre just kills me. Witch, boom, kills me. I'm like, why is she swinging a club? I don't know. But nonetheless, good game. Just leave it on regular difficulties and have a good time.
Somebody has already speedrun the game on the hardest difficulty in like 27 minutes.
Oh yeah, because it's open world.
Why not?
So I think it could be 100 hours if you want to do everything, or it could probably, like you said, just
I can't
right to it. Maybe
I can't play those games anymore. I refuse to.
I don't recommend it as a streaming thing necessarily.
Yeah.
As much as I love those types of games, they're very difficult games to stream.
I legitimately.
But if you love Matthew Mercer, then it's right up your alley.
Well,
because
any critical
Isn't he
role.
like in all of the game? Every time I watch someone playing the
He's the
game,
first character.
all I hear is Matthew Mercer.
he's your first teammate, but also he voices so many characters. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, there's Matt.
Matthew
Which
Mercer.
game is which game is
Pillars
this we're
2.
talking about?
Pillar of Eternity 2. Yeah, all of the critical role people are in there a lot. You can also get free DLC to use their portraits and their voices on any of your created characters, which is
My
cool.
personal favorite,
kinda cool.
Grog Strong.
Yeah.
I have an intelligence of 6. I think I got this. Yeah,
Oh,
you can
man.
switch the voices on the created characters, yours, and any allies you make on the fly between their portraits and their voices. So
Oh, that's really cool.
yeah, even Gilmore's in there. Sean Gilmore.
Yeah, that was like I think the big focus was he was going to be in the game. He's like
That's
one of the
so cool.
shopkeepers in the game. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fucking
So-
bizarre, right? How D&D is now encroaching upon video games. Like that's bizarre.
It's also funny.
Encroaching upon video games.
Well, no,
like 20,
I mean, sorry.
for
It
like
used to be-
20 years
It used to be
In-
weird to
in
me.
the-
Rather, let me
yeah.
reword that. Like
In the
when
public light.
you put like when they put celebrities in World of Warcraft, that was like, oh, like real life is bleeding in, and now it's like D&D that we've been playing on Twitch and shit. There's a stream out there that gets 50,000 views every Thursday, and they're being thrown into video
Well, it's
games and.
Not sponsored, by the way. We're not sponsored by Critical Role.
it's just cool that it's like they're now becoming kind of a
Critical
thing again,
Role has really
instead of-
led the way.
They are, yeah, they're kind of paving the way. It's
Whether
just,
you like them or not, they've paved the way, and they're really good people.
I mean, roleplay
like,
though, like roleplay has done this shit for what, like 6 years now, 4 years.
Yeah, it's cool.
That's fucking-
Anyways, didn't mean to go that hard into that, but yeah, I always want to let people. It's like what a lot of us streamers do is you got to kind of let people know ahead of time what they're getting into, because I wouldn't have picked the class I picked if I would have known that that's what the class was. I was just like, oh, I would have. Oh, fuck. Well,
What did you pick?
picked a barbarian. I know, Fairlight, you probably think it's cool, and they are, but
What's wrong with it?
Um,
Look at him. He's gearing up. He's gonna kill you.
no, it just because my first love was a barbarian, and they're great.
Hey,
I wanted to play a barbarian here too, because they literally. Remember, Brad, when we were talking about this, like, well, we don't have healers. I was like, okay, well, I should probably play a priest. Never played a priest. And I was like, but I could play a barbarian, and it's as good as a priest because he doesn't take damage. And then it's like, oh, I'm glad I picked a priest. Anyways, barbarians, there's just a lot of other classes that can do a lot of extra stuff. So the barbarians, some of their active skills I don't like as much, but their passive skills gives lots of crits. So it's just me being me.
So in other words, you picked what you wanted and you got what you wanted, but you changed your mind afterwards, and now
More or
you're
less,
upset.
So in other words, I'm American.
bloody Americans. Talking of Americans, how's your week been, Jay?
I don't answer to that anymore. I only answer to Justin Trudeau. Sorry.
Shots
Oh, I
were
thought you responded
fired.
to Manflesh.
No, it's only Justin Trudeau now. Thanks. Me and my boy Jay Trudes, we've been hanging out all week. That's how it's been up here in the land of free healthcare. No, it's great, dude. We have our rooftop opened up. I can barbecue again. So I've been
Ooh.
I've been outside all week.
Problem is, he
Is
spent
Trudeau
so long
still-
queuing up for that free healthcare that he didn't get to eat it because he died.
Is Trudeau
get
still
free
doing well?
Is what?
Is Trudeau still doing well?
No, I think the country hates him. Probably. I think the country hates him now. He's just pretty. That's.
Yeah, it only gets you
Dead.
so far. Trust
Yeah.
me.
Well, goes pretty well at least.
Talking of pretty, Fairlight, how you doing?
I'm doing well. I heard Tenchi said went running to a specific island as if I were Fairlight Excalibur, and then I got flattened by an ogre. I was like, well, you know, if you watched my God of War playthrough on the hardest setting, you would realize that I too get slapped every once in a while because I spent
Yeah, I saw.
3.5 hours on one quest because I refused to leave. I went to an area that was like it was like a level 4 or level 5 quest area while I was level 1, and I was like, no, we just have to do it without getting hit. You know, each and every enemy here one-shots me, and
How long
Yeah,
did it take
it's
for you to figure out that
brutal.
one puzzle?
that puzzle like 40 minutes. And you know the sad part is I went back and like someone pointed it out to me in the VOD that when that puzzle starts, the thing comes down from the ceiling and the solution to the puzzle actually like stops in front of you for a second and it blinks. But I was like reading my chat at that during that second.
Yeah.
And then it like starts rotating and it goes off the screen. So you're supposed to like chase it down and hit it. But like I was just like reading my chat. I was like, okay, let's see if we can solve this thing. But when I look back, it's just this spinning contraption. And I was like, huh?
Yep.
So then it
Welcome
took
to
me like
streaming, yeah.
40 minutes to figure out the answer while my chat was laughing at me the whole time. But then like I watched someone else do it and they walk into the room and the thing comes down and it's just like the solution pops up in front of you and it basically goes, hi there, and then like floats away. And I was like, oh, well, I guess this is how normal people play video games when they're not streaming. This feels bad, man. My chat was roasting me for nearly the entire hour. Be like, yeah, you can kill everything on the hardest setting, but can you find the key to the super obvious puzzle?
That is literally the worst. Is like,
That's it.
well, do you always miss this stuff? I was like, I'm trying to talk to you guys.
That's how you
Yeah.
stop them.
They
That's how you
don't
stop
realize.
Fairlight.
Yeah.
You put puzzles in the game.
Puzzle.
Put puzzles in
Not
the
e-
game.
not
and then,
even
and then right as you're describing it, just like snap your fingers and distract him over here.
It's like,
and then
I
we're
usually
good.
go through puzzles super quickly too. I look at them like, oh yeah, that's super obvious. But when it's like the solution is this very small thing that the game tries to show you, and you're not looking at the screen at that point. Oh man, I got stuck on a puzzle in Uncharted for like an hour and a half once because it was like the same thing. It like shows you the solution, but I was reading chat.
There was a part where you started talking about how you couldn't see where the item was in like this blue color.
Yeah.
And it took me a moment to see it as well. But everyone in chat was roasting him like, oh yeah, sure, okay, Jesse, like trying to make it out as if you were making it up.
No, it's
It was really hard to see. I was like, hold on, is it?
It's genuinely really hard to see, and I already like get into if you hold up something in front of me that's like teal or like aquamarine color, like a very light blue or like a bluish shade of green, whatever. Like I'll be the one person that says that's green, and other people will be like, no, this is blue. Like if it's like right in between. So when it's mixing these blues and greens on the screen, I'm like, I can't stop it. I'm just glad it's over with.
We
I
found his weakness. He's colorblind.
think,
That's
yeah.
what it. He doesn't see color.
Luckily, it's between two colors that don't matter because they usually mean the same thing. Lucky for me.
Roger wears like a really blue-looking thing. He just doesn't realize.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is blue. This is blue, right?
Yeah.
They just
Yeah,
call him Roger the Red for him.
You know, the funny thing is the whole playthrough of God of War, like literally the hardest part of the game was the tutorial.
The intro areas.
If you play it on the hardest difficulty, the hardest area is the tutorial. Like
Yeah.
the single longest fight of the
Yeah.
entire game was the tutorial.
Everybody
Was
has
that-
it. It's the same fight.
Yeah, it was the three big fuckers that come at you out of nowhere.
Yep.
Yeah, fuck that fight, dude. That fight took me, I think, we talked about it like 2 Dust Veils ago, didn't we? It took like 2 hours for me. Connor,
Yeah,
Connor, you said that broke you, right? Or almost broke you.
What? Wait. Sorry, what was
The
which
triple
part?
fight in God of War? The 3 heavy guys in God of War?
I have not played God of
Oh,
War.
what? I thought it was you. My bad. Now I'm an idiot.
Don't talk to Connor.
Don't talk to Connor ever.
All right. Let's talk to Tuesday. What have you done Tuesday this week?
So I've been working a lot, and when I'm not working, I'm playing Tarkov, and it's really cool to not be streaming it because I cannot imagine playing that game on stream because you lose focus for 1/2 of one split effing second, and you're down. The AI in that game is very, very good.
I did a 180 on Tarkov because I looked into it just before I bought it, and the management of your equipment, plus how good the AI was, I was like, no.
Yeah.
This is me reading a comment in chat and then dying and getting tilted because you fucking scrub, and I'll be like, no,
no, I would still absolutely recommend it. It's super duper fun, but the AI is just impressive, and I actually really enjoy that because when it's that good that you have to question, like, is that a player or is that, the computer kicking my ass? I think that's fun.
No, Tuesday, you stop. You don't have to question. First off,
and starts pap, 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 and you're like,
cheating AI is not impressive for starters, and you don't have to question whether it's a player or an AI. You can tell if it's a player because a player will spin, look at you for a second, and then fire, and then you're dead.
Yeah.
The AI will not even be looking at you, and they'll just and you're dead, like straight to the head. There's no questions asked, or like. You're looking through like one pixel of a broken piece of wall, through another broken piece of fence, through a bunch of bushes, at a guy's backside, 250 meters away, and then he's just like, it's like the opening to the old James Bond things where like he's like, bang, and then the blood starts coming down the top of the thing, and you're like, oh yeah, that was an AI. Like, I don't know. I played that game. I actually really enjoyed Tarkov.
I dig it.
It's a really fun game, but the AI is like frustrating with their wall hacks and their aimbot. It's like the instant headshots at any distance or at any angle is pretty annoying to deal with sometimes.
They should just make some of them James Bond and some of them really dumb.
Yeah. Well,
they should have some running around in suits. Some should be running around in suits that just go and kill you in one shot.
And then understand the screen. You'd be like, all right, fair enough. That was James. That's chill.
I wouldn't even mind the AI being kind of dumb, except that like I'm playing the game because I want to fight other players. So it's like I'm looking to get into a good shootout with other players, and then you're just like see this AI that just like 180 spin headshots you instantly, and you're just like, well.
I didn't realize there were even AIs in it like properly. I thought it was just kind of a battle royale thing.
The AI team is like, it's like half. Well, I mean, there's two factions. There's like the player characters, and then there's the scavengers, which are usually AI, but a player can load in as one of them and like walk around with the AI and blend in with them.
Fun. It's so fun, and you can like respawn. Like you could die in a match and then try to get back in there as a scav and get your loot. It's a great game.
Should we play another great game?
Yeah, let's play another great game.
No,
I'm not down.
Stardew Valley.
All right.
Stardew Valley.
Dust Vale, guys.
Oh, Dust Vale. Yeah, that works too.
I made it using another person's work called D&D. I didn't do any of the hard work. It's your boy coming at you fresh. That's right, BradWOTO, bringing you a brand new episode. Tablestory Dust Vale. Made it up myself. You're welcome. My phone's buzzing. Fuck off, Emma. The message she just sent me was, "Do you like my forehead veins?" And without any context, it's really weird. But she's doing a makeup thing with a fucking prosthetic thing, so it's got all these weird veins. Okay, so Dund, episode 37. So what happened up to then? Everything that happened so far. I'm not going to explain, but. You guys, because it's been a couple of weeks, because I hate it when I have to do the couple of week ago fucking thing. So you guys traveled all the way to Thin Dune via a Kobold network. You got there, you met up with your compadres, the other members of this sort of resistance that have come up, the princess and her ninjas. You can tell I made this up now. The princess, the ninjas, and you also met with an old woman known as Mother Numera who gave you a couple of gifts and read your tarot cards, and you also went and bought a few things, stocked up on some bits and some bobs, and then a fuck-off great sandstorm destroyed everything, including you. It destroyed the town. It destroyed everyone in it, apart from the princess and her crew, because the 8 of them that were there bounced through a teleportation spell, but you couldn't go with them. And this kind of huge sandstorm engulfed the town, and then kind of like a tornado in its cylindrical shape, it slowly closed in and literally just disintegrated the town, reduced it to sand and dust. And you guys included, this wall of sand hit you, each of you, and you were reduced to sand. Outside of town, there was a little post-credits scene where we saw a humanoid figure with an orb similar to the one that you've been carrying around, which was black in color. And as the sandstorm died down, the orb was kind of glowing in its own demonic way, and that kind of went out. So that was what happened then. What's happening now, you ask? Let's go back 5 seconds into the past. That's right. This flashback takes place 5 seconds in the past. What, you ask? Don't be so silly, Bradley. I won't. Oh, I will. Or will I not? Let's find out. So, Raja!
Fuck.
The sandstorm hits.
Wait, I don't have my thing on. No, I took it off. I thought I was going to be younger in this episode.
Let the man put the smog on.
Still got the red thing. Although it is about to be destroyed. Raja, the sandstorm wall hits your body, and your arms are reduced to sand before your eyes, but there isn't any direct pain. More of a sort of a feeling of like weightlessness before your entire body is engulfed in this huge wall of sandstormness. And kind of like the feeling of like a waterfall. Your body drains downwards. It doesn't lift up into this sandstorm. You feel a weightlessness for a moment, and then your entire sandy body drains downwards into the endless sands below, and your sort of consciousness itself loosens. And for a little while, you're not too sure where Raja begins and Dustvale ends. You notice on some sort of level that you're connected to sort of every grain of sand. You are every grain of sand, and a voice whispers to you, but what purpose does a whispering voice serve to the very earth itself, which is what you are? What use are your ears and sounds and voices when you're just mere particles of rock and minerals and soil and salt? And pushing yourself, you strain to reclaim your sense of self, and the voice is crying out now, and it's the voice of your old mentor, an old druid, and the leader of your people. And there was something that you had to do, somewhere you had to be, people you had to protect or guide. Who is Raja? Where are you going? Where did you come from? And then we go further back in time. Many, many years. Don't worry, this whole thing isn't going to take place 5 minutes in the past. We're going to go back to a place in the south. A little village right down at the bottom of the map there, known as South Grove. And Raja, it's a boiling hot day in South Grove. This is
What
a very
else is new?
small, yeah. It's very rarely not. But South Grove itself is pretty extensively hot because you're like way out in like an open plains almost. And South Grove is like a very small settlement on the south central side of Dustvale, and it's a village of only really a few people, a handful of families, a handful of like just travelers, people that have come here, a handful of people who are kind of farmers, which is very odd for a village of this size to be so far out from particular farming towns, like Oat Roost, which is where Carlias is from, is a dedicated farming town because the earth there and soil is actually able to be tilled. Here in South Grove, there's really not anything other than sand and dirt and rock. That being said, the leader of your village is a relatively powerful druid, and so he's trained some people to, along with some water makers, actually create some small farming areas. So you guys actually live as a tiny little settlement that just doesn't rely on trade at all, which is why you're so far away from so many of these villages and other settlements. You're pretty alone out here. Although when you do trade with merchants or send various sandwalkers into the larger towns or other settlements nearby, what small coin you make is almost exclusively from sandwalking. There is a handful of sandwalkers in town, and there always has been. And it's either farm or sandwalk. Those are generally the two options that children choose at a young age to go into. You chose the path of a sandwalker. Often there are very pious type who like clerics, basically. That's what pious means for people who don't understand, Connor. Clerics from across the land visit a very large shrine nearby, and it is a shrine dedicated to the goddess Chauntea, who is a goddess of nature and agriculture. And long ago, it's believed that the area around South Grove was quite lush and green and filled with like perfect farming lands. But now, obviously, it's just a barren desert prone to sandstorms like the rest of the country. The few buildings that are in South Grove are sort of built of white stone, limestone, basalt, some wood, and there's a large kind of outcropping of mesas nearby that provides some level of shelter sometimes. And shade that passes over the town at a certain time of day. But it's quite an odd-looking settlement. Each building is a different size and shape and color depending on the time it was built. There is one notable building in town, which is the Inn. It's just known as the Inn. There isn't a name or anything like that because it's the only inn. Why wouldn't it just be called the Inn? It's a slightly larger stone building, just a single sort of ground floor, thick limestone walls that allow for a cool interior. Multiple rooms in the rear to provide for sleeping guests, and there's a huge common room for food and drinking at the front. And quite a lot of people will come here most evenings for food. A lot of the farmers and the people of the town, generally there isn't a lot of trade. It's usually just a lot of people bring food and water and everybody kind of eats together. Most people in town know each other, and there isn't really too many problems with coin. It's just a kind of symbiotic relationship between the majority of the families that live here. You are in the inn. There are a bunch of crude tables and benches across a very sandy floor, and it's pretty early in the day. There's a handful of people in here crowded around a table. Here's a vague kind of idea of how South Grove might look. Something like this. Very strange, odd little town. I drew it myself, I didn't. Young Raja, only 13 years old. You are wearing a similar red cloth drapage, although it is brand new looking and much smaller than the one that you currently wear. It is fresh. It is not tarnished. It has never been worn until today. Wearing similar clothes, these red, fresh-looking sandwalker drapes across a set of traveling clothes, is one of your friends. I don't know if friends. We'll find out. Alavi, a 13-year-old girl, and she is sat next to an elderly man, the village elder himself, with this sort of cracked, weathered skin, grey hair, wispy, Although he does have very bright and mystical eyes, his movements still convey an air of strength. The village elder is Sagan Shara. He's not wearing the reds of a sandwalker, though he does have these kind of browns and reds in these sort of old weathered desert wear. He looks more like a farmer to you, but kind of regal with some of the things that he's wearing. He does kind of run the town and the settlement to a degree, but really there isn't any sturdy hierarchy here. You, Raja, fresh-faced, are sat next to your father. No, not Alavi. Alavi is your father.
I was gonna say I'm fine with you taking liberties with my backstory, but I'm pretty sure you just turned my dad into some girl.
Two A names.
Very progressive.
And it's a one shot. No, Amalia is your friend, or the other sandwalker in town, who's the same age as you, a young girl. No, next to you is Alavi, who is your father, and he's a quite a brawny figure. You're probably quite thin, especially at 13, and you've got this sort of relatively thick, brawny figure with a thick black beard and a furrowed brow. And he's the innkeeper here. The four of you sit around a table. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to give you people your character sheets for the day. So, Fairlight, I just kind of didn't fill a lot of stuff in because you know everything about your character. So I didn't give you any real extras. You all have very basic equipment. That should be yours, Fairlight. Oh yeah, Jay.
What do I get? Like the dog character? Why?
You are playing a young Kenneth. I'm kidding. That'd be fucking scary and awesome, though, wouldn't it? But I just couldn't deal with it. No, I'm going to give you some overlays for the channel.
Oh!
On Discord. One, there's the map. And then 2 is the mains.
Maybe Kenneth will come up in a Carlisle's backstory.
I love
Tuesday. You have been typecast as Amalia.
Yay!
You get to be the girl. Congrats.
Jay Broate, you for once are going to be the eldest brother of the 3 brothers.
Ooh.
Todrind.
Todrind.
Todrind Everflow. Let's see here. Then we have Mr. Tench. Unfortunately, I'm sorry to tell you, you are playing another cleric.
Can this one make water?
I hope not.
I think he can. Thudrind Everflow, the second eldest of the 3 brothers. And Connor, you are playing, again, typecast, I'm sorry, the youngest Tumdrind Everflow.
Who happens to be a dwarf.
All 3 are dwarves. And as you guys, you can take a quick look. I've given you some just basic shit. Do what you want. Again, you can't fuck anything up because this is just happening in a weird Raja reverie. Take these characters, do with them what you want. These are your characters for the day. These 3 extra figures sit at the other end of the table next to you, Raja, and you, Amalia. Is that your name? Yes.
Yep.
And 3 clerics who hail from Oatroost, far in the north. And again, it's a farming town. And they look very tired from a long journey, arriving late last night, though their disposition suggests that they're eager to begin their quest this morning. Raja, Amalia, Sagan Shara, your village elder, looks across each of you and in his sort of old wispy voice clears his throat and says, "These clerics are here to pray to the largest monument to Chontea, the one located out beyond the shrine itself and further south, the great fallen statue. Abir, Dawood, Mila, Bilal, and Fari are all out of the village on their own journeys today, And that leaves our 2 greenest sandwalkers, you, Raja, and my own granddaughter, Amalia, to guide them. You've trained long for this, and you know the journey well by now. Stay clear of the Fakram pits, and your goal should be achieved without effort. The clerics themselves are able to fight, cast divine spells that will harm any undead ghouls that might hinder you, though I doubt they will strike during the high suns of the middle day. Out the window, you can see that the sun is not anywhere near noon. It's probably like 7 in the morning. But you know that generally undead shit doesn't fuck you up in the day. Raja, you are still vaguely aware of some of your undead things. But you're not quite the Raja we know today. He says, you are to take these clerics immediately to their destination and return them safely to South Grove. If all goes to plan, you should be back before nightfall. Though, you must give the clerics what time they wish in prayer at the monument. They have traveled far to pray for their town. Do either of you have any questions? He looks at each of you.
No. I think we've made this trip enough times now, right, Dad?
Alavi, who is this big, gruff gentleman in just basic clothes. He doesn't wear like the reds of a sandwalker. He puts a meaty hand on the smaller frame of Raja and says, I see you eyeing up my Talwar boy. Across the inn, above the bar itself, there's a beautiful looking Talwar that we would all recognize from the future. Sat at the top on these 2 little hooks. And he says, I fear it is too big for you. You'll get your day. Keep to your spear. If you encounter a beast, pull your sword for the smaller threats, just as you have trained. You can hunt well. Should you encounter brigands, do what you must. Don't think, just strike. And he pulls you a little closer and says, I am very proud of you, Raja. You are going to make a fine sandwalker, and you are becoming a very fine man. And then looks over to the clerics. Clerics! You are in safe hands with my boy here. And he claps Raja across the back. Good luck, son. And he slides a short sword across to you. Yeah, it's just a brand new, shining, nice looking short sword.
Yeah,
like
I'll immediately pick it up and like give it a spin or two, and then like kind of lose my grip, and then put that away.
Oh, for fuck's sake! You're called Alavi on the overlay.
Yeah, I thought we should point it out that she should be Amalia, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
You can be Alavi if you want. Can you do a big, rough dude? He's like level 19. You wouldn't have. It would really unbalance the one shot.
Boy.
Boy. That's where.
Is he albino white with like red tattoos?
Yeah, he is. Weirdly enough. Sagan Shara stands up and adjusts his clothes. He doesn't really look at you, Amalia. He just gives a nod to each of you briefly, and then says, "Okay, good luck. I have things to attend," and begins to walk out. He seems a little distant today, from what you know of him. The 2 of you, you'd know him a little better, Amalia, but he steps on out. Alavi stands up and says, okay, time to make breakfast for the town. And he heads over to the kitchen area in the back, and you can hear him start to mess around with some pots and pans, leaving the group for the day at the table to prepare. What do you guys want to do while I fix the overlay?
I don't know. I feel like young Raja is like confident in like making the trip, but not so confident in being the leader of an expedition at this point. So he's just kind of like twiddling his thumbs nervously, waiting while Brad fixes the overlay.
Just realized I can't fix it, Jay. Hack job. Away you go.
I got this. Don't worry, chat.
Go
Table
skills.
story special coming right at you.
The dwarven cleric comes over to Raja. My boy, I put my hand on his shoulder. We appreciate very much what you're doing for us. Thank you for guiding, and let whatever my god's name is guide you. Chantia.
Chantia,
Who the god of what?
God of agriculture and farming and nature.
Okay.
Out of curiosity, what do your characters look like?
Mine looks like a derf. They all look alike, don't they?
You all look very similar, yeah. They are triplets.
Ooh, ooh.
They are 3 dwarves.
Can my fictional wife have a beard?
Almost.
That's all I got, Chad. I'm sorry, guys. Hopefully that'll help.
Look.
It just says actually called Amalia above her head. That's it. That's all I got. Oh,
Nailed it.
I think Todrand, was he 54? God, what an old man.
You're actually not. You're all like very young as
Oh
well.
yeah,
You're
no.
like
Shit.
you're kind of very similar in terms of
They all look alike, just like all dwarves.
as in that you've just come of age, and this will be one of your first trips.
Imagine
Long-
just coming of age when you're 50.
Yeah. You are like you're still sort of older than these two, but sort of mentally you're not
Yeah, so
not that much older.
never mind. I mean, I'd probably act older all the time. But hold on, what do we got on here? We got chainmail, just regular chain. Yeah, so regular chainmail, probably Warhammer that's kind of crudely held together. Maybe looks like it's been wrapped a couple more times than it should have, and just the small pendant of Chantea. Probably also some other things like adorned in the what is it, greens and reds? Are those her? Is she fucking Santa Claus?
I gave you. I
yeah,
think
I'm
I
looking
gave
at it. Yeah.
you the wiki, which is a general idea. It's the same kind of thing. She is. Yeah. You guys can be wearing what you want.
Yeah. So probably just probably lots of like forest greens, then just like a green cloak, and that would be it.
Cool. Each of you look very similar, though if you were to look very closely, you would see that they have a couple of different looks to them. One is smaller than the others, one is thinner than the others, only by a little. And each of them has a particularly different disposition. I think I just gave you like the angry one, the stern one, and the something one.
What's that something one?
Well, I thought we'd wait on that one.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
We'll see.
Oh god,
Wait.
I can't wait to see
Wait,
this.
did you?
I want to see this.
So,
I will get revenge on you, Brad.
Tell me this is like the Craven one. Or...
the Craven
I
one.
hope it's something ridiculous.
Here you go, Jay. I've got a quick fix for you. I'm clever.
Did you? Oh, okay.
Yeah, you have these dwarves. I think I gave you all like ginger hair. Like in your bio, you have a description of how you each look. I think. You are each. Oh, what the hell? Where's it all gone?
Yeah, I'm slightly more muscular.
Oh yeah, there you go. Sorry.
But that's yeah. Are we all ginger? Yeah. We're all ginger.
Well, you're
dwarves.
triplets, and you are like, you all look exactly the same. To a degree.
Triplet ginger dwarves with fucking massive noses, like noses that stick out at obtuse angles,
Like Lord of the Rings.
Three
dwarf noses.
Gracchuses.
like Gimli, but like times 2, like that.
Yeah.
Bad.
So you are sat at the end of the table, and although you guys know your shit, you've taken the train here, and then you did the last little trek yourself last night, and it was terrifying and horrific, and you probably spent a lot of time running from all sorts of horrendous things that were making terrible noises in the night. Though for the most part, you made your way here. The last little trek, is supposedly quite dangerous, or at least if you don't go the correct way or take a sandwalker, there's a very large chance that you'll get lost and then killed. So this last little portion, you were warned by your father, the head cleric at Oat Roost, that you should employ some sandwalkers. You will have paid Sagan Shara, so you don't need to worry about all that stuff. And he will have hooked you up this morning with these two kids on their very first ever sandwalking job. For the record, Carlias, you probably would have heard of the Everflow family in the future, as you're from Oat Roost. They're quite a notable family. For the longest time, the Everflows have run the temple at Oat Roost, and it is mostly a temple dedicated to Chauntea because it is a farming town. So you would definitely have possibly even met these people, and you would definitely know of them. Just as a random little link, you would most definitely have heard of these people. And you guys are as close to kind of nobility as you get in Dustvale as clerics, the Everflows. Though you're not particularly rich or noble born like some of the heads of families in the capital city. You're pretty close to what that is in Oat Roost itself. So, let's see. I gave you a fix, Jay, by the way, on Discord.
Oh, really?
Oh. What do you guys want to do?
Fix this overlay and then...
You do that.
Is that overlay still not fixed?
Okay, don't worry about it, man. Professionals, by the way.
It's my bad because I slammed this together.
Oh, it's fucking happens.
I don't care. I don't care, but it can be fixed.
I
So
feel like
well.
we would probably... You've already walked over Tenshi's character Thundrand, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so join him, walk over and kind of listen in, see what he's saying.
Yeah.
And see how the youngins are responding to him.
Sorry, what did you say when you walked over, Tenchi? I can't remember this. Distracted by the overlay shenanigans.
It is good of what you have done for us. You have led us to our god, and this will confirm that she has always, or he, they, I don't know what
she,
Chauntea, I guess, will give us a great agricultural season. And just bless. I'm gonna bless the group, and we will get ready to go.
Yeah.
She's never let us down yet.
Oh, it's a she. Okay.
We don't.
I didn't study that part.
You have all the knowledge that's in the wiki, apart from the fact that none of it is in the Forgotten Realms. The basic stuff to do with Chauntea is that she is the goddess of...
She's, what, goddess of life, agriculture, and the harvest.
There you go.
Is her title.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so after I'm done fucking around with this, walk over and... Well? What's going on? When are we leaving?
Whenever you three are ready. It's actually cooler in the morning, so if we get started sooner, the heat won't be as bad.
Right. Brother Tundrin.
I assume like all of us turn around. All our names sound the same.
Totrin, Tumdrin, and Thundrin.
I'm right here.
No, not you. You.
Oh.
Small one.
What is it that you want?
Come.
Fine.
Today.
I walk over to Raja.
I'm asking Raja more about Chauntea because I don't know anything about her, supposedly.
Also, you have to refer to him as young Raja for the entire
Right. Young Raja turns out knows like anything and everything about Chauntea because his whole life is pretty much devoted to the protection of the shrine and guiding people to it. So he...
Yeah, you would have some knowledge easily.
He's
your
quite
whole life is
well
very
versed
long at this point.
His whole life has been a fairly short one up to this point, but it has mostly been spent in the service of this particular goddess thus far.
I don't suppose there's anything, dangerous out there.
Sometimes it's worse to the east, but we're going south, so it's not as bad.
But it's still bad, right?
The crawlers sometimes come up.
There's nothing out
Hey,
there.
brother,
we can't
what,
handle.
brother, or brothers? Why do I have to be here?
We'll make you into a man.
You don't need to worry about it. We know how to avoid them. We've been doing it for a long time.
It's an important pilgrimage. We've to make the pilgrimage.
Yeah, but I
You.
thought I could just stay back at the chapel or something and work on probably cleaning stuff.
I elbow Raja.
I was just gonna say Raja elbows Somalia, so like they just crack elbows at the same time. Ow! Why'd you do that?
Well, sounds like this guy's afraid.
Can we hear that? Are you saying that loud enough to hear that?
For everyone to hear?
Yeah.
I said it to Raja, but I didn't whisper it.
Okay. Yes. My younger brother. He's a
I
coward.
don't know what you're talking about.
He's
Like, shut up.
a lump of useless.
You're
sack of-
useless. You're a sack.
Probably couldn't
Potato.
even create water.
Fuck off! just like turning to Amalia now, just kind of staring. Like, what did we get ourselves into?
He's a craven, a coward, and we'll make a manly dwarf out of him today.
Can he at least make water?
Can you,
All right,
dear brother?
first of all, why we got to go there?
Can I
Second of
make
all-
water?
I don't know. Can you make what? Check your spells. Some of you can. Well, some of you. You're still very early in your trainings as clerics. Well, you guys are very fresh out the door too.
God, I gotta get used to clerics.
You have a handful of spells. Each of you is you are nature clerics, so you actually have a couple of druid spells in there as well. So yeah, you might have to work it out. I kind of again, slapdash one shot.
I don't think even I can create water.
Yeah, it's pretty hard, huh?
Okay, well, if you guys are ready to go, I'm gonna go grab the supplies, and then we'll head out.
Yes, please.
And then I'll run over behind the bar.
Ah, I can make it.
Oh!
What is this?
So
Great.
I would say that probably, good God, Todrind and Tumdrind, if you don't have the create water spell, you probably can make like a few drips. You're like that point, you're like you can fill like a shot glass up with some water maybe on a good day. Whereas Todrind actually has spent the time not learning how to swing a sword and instead learning how to.
I immediately blast a water into Jay's face.
Sure, yeah, just squirtle him.
I'll just
Yeah, I bet you can't do that, Craven.
so I can. Like a drop? Is it like a drop?
I'm gonna go over to my dad, or
Get in
like
there.
as I'm picking up the supplies from behind the counter and like getting the small amount of rations and water for one day. I want to say, Dad, didn't you say that spells should never be used as a joke like that?
He like shoots a look over at the clerics and says, "Don't know who their father is, boy, but you should make sure that you learn your spells and you keep them to yourself, and you save what powers you have for the road and emergencies.
I know, Dad. I know, and never trust women or elves. I know. All right,
Never
let's go.
trust
And
women or elves."
as he starts walking out from behind the counter.
As he shouts, "Boy, you come back, I teach you something special. Strike of the wind. I call it Zephyr Strike."
Now Raj is walking quicker. Like, let's go. And as he like
Yes.
runs to the front door.
Come,
If
Craven
anyone
brother.
looks at Amalia, they'll see her watching Raja go.
Well, he's walking directly towards her.
She probably still doesn't snap out of it.
Amalia, are you okay? You're doing it again.
What?
The thing where you like stare off in the distance. You're doing it again.
Oh, I was.
Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Okay. I brought your water.
Thanks. I'm not afraid of any beasts, by the way.
Good.
We shouldn't have to be afraid of them. We're just going to avoid them like we've been told.
Yeah, no, that sounds nice.
But if we fight, we're throwing him in first.
I'll throw
Yes?
you in first.
Yes, please do.
Well, let's go so we can beat the sun, beat the heat,
Right.
and I'll head out
Hold on,
the
why
door.
did you say please do? What?
You
Throw him in first.
you guys head out the inn door. The voice, the deep voice of Alavi shouts over. Gente, clerics, when you come back, I give you some special South Grove wine or ale or whatever you drink.
Now
You
we
keep
start
an eye on
walking
my-
faster.
And the door closes behind you. So presumably you guys head out of town. Again, it's not a very large town. It's just a handful of footsteps, and you're technically out of town. And heading towards the south. Really not much to show on here, but we'll put you on here anyway, since I went to the effort of putting South Grove on the map. That is on the OG map as well, South Grove. That's not something I added in later, like Zafari and Yellow Rock. No, Yellow Rock's on here, actually, yeah. You guys and Connor head presumably south. Raja, Amalia, you the Sandwalkers. You want to go north?
No, we're heading to the one you said south of town, right?
Yes. So you have a shrine. There's quite a few random artifacts or like monuments around here that you can head to. The most common of which is a shrine to the south, but beyond that there is the monument to Chauntea, which is where these clerics would like to go. So if you two give me a couple survival checks to head on your way.
I hit it. I don't know where it popped up. Oh, it popped up. Never
Yeah,
mind.
Wow.
Shit.
Off to a great start.
You guys start heading out.
Oh wait, hold on. I just realized I rolled that's the wrong character.
I was gonna say, you still have a +7? Holy shit.
That's Raja. Hold on. Where's? Okay, there we go. I opened up the wrong character sheet. I still rolled a 1 either way.
wrong Raja.
Yeah, no, you're still gonna fuck it up because it's fun because Raja sucks. In that part.
Now we're playing Brad's fantasy.
Yeah.
young Raja.
Brad wants to put together an entire campaign where my character fails at everything he does. I see how it is.
It's gonna be the Raja.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna stop the party at the town's edge and just say, are you going to say the prayer to Chauntea before we leave? Like kind of talking to the 3 dwarves collectively.
Of course. Young brother.
That's Connor, right?
Yeah.
You're both technically young brother, I guess.
I mean, yeah, you're both, but he's the youngest. Thank you so much, Brad.
I fucking hate this. Yeah, I may have forgotten the prayer.
Brother, I swear, if we will ever get you going on the right down path, we will.
Listen, look. I really want to create water, man. Like, I can't imagine of a cleric that can't create water. It's like my sole duty to do such a thing.
It's okay, brother. There's all kinds out there, and we love.
I don't
you
really
just the
read
way you
books.
are. That's true.
So-
I guess I skipped over the prayer.
So, should I do it, or do one of you guys do it? Or I figured since you're the clerics,
I'll do it.
Is there a prayer to Chauntea? Is there actually a prayer?
Give me a religion
I was
check.
gonna check because
What?
why did
So
I
drink?
almost rolled /religion in the chat.
Whoever's doing the prayer, give me a religion check.
Oh, that's hard. Wait, why is that Arden? Oh, because it has roll as.
Yeah,
Oh no, it's still his roll, but it's thundering. Yeah.
At the bottom, just click yourself. You see, got a little
Yeah.
drop. Yeah. Hey, between the two of you, you recite the high prayers of the harvest.
Oh, we do it together. Oh, that's
Total
cute.
fuck you to the younger brother.
And the other one,
See how easy it is, brother.
Yeah. See.
Tumdrin, you watch, and
No, Tumdrin doesn't watch at all. He's looking elsewhere.
all right, you're doing other things.
Raja would quote it with them then.
When you're done, Raja, you're convinced that the best way out of town is to head down the right path. And Amalia, you're convinced that the best way out of town is to head down the left path, which is not really a path. It's just a way around a set of mesas and bluffs and boulders and things that are at the south of town. There's the left-hand way towards the shrine and the monuments, or the right-hand way. Each of you are fully convinced 100% that one way is the best, the other way is the best.
It's definitely left.
I'm telling you, we've done this like 7 times now. It's always we should go right. Remember what happened last time we went left?
No, I don't, but we're definitely going left. I know it's left.
Last time we went left, we had those big bug things ambushed us, and they ate half our supplies. I don't want to go through that again.
I lift one scimitar out, and then the other one, I have one in each hand. And I say, nothing Nip and Rip couldn't handle. Let's go. And I start walking left. Come on.
Nip and Rip.
And I shunk them back in.
Good names.
They're fucking new as shit. They haven't got a chicken. They're just literally like, they're like so gleaming. They've never been used.
Brothers, what do you name your weapons? Do you have one? I wouldn't expect you to.
No, I have one.
Why would you name a weapon that you're never going to use?
Still trying to think of the name. I'm trying to just like waste as much time.
Pull out my hammer and like show it to him. You know what my hammer is named, boy? Meat.
Meat?
Meat.
Wouldn't it be better to hit someone with a hammer made out of
No.
iron than meat?
I was hungry at the time.
He's overcompensating.
Let's go before Amalia gets too far ahead. She's always like this when we disagree, and I'm gonna like start chasing after her.
Yeah. Still there, just explaining my weapon to no one. And my weapon is the Everflow.
The Everflow.
I just look around, no one's there.
So you guys head down the left path, following Amalia, and you basically head down a pretty like kind of vaguely obvious sort of looking path. Even though it isn't like cobblestone or anything, it is like well trodden in earth, and there are a couple of signposts as well that just have various inscriptions on there. South Growth, the Shrine to Shantea, the Monument to Mistra, etc. I have a hair in my mouth. And a sign that says I have a hair in my mouth. And old crazy face wrote that one. Dead now. The everybody make me survival checks as you begin your first sort of hour of walking through the desert towards the south.
I still love that you made their last name Everflow. Nice.
I just sat there like, I need a fucking dwarf name. I was like, oh, Everflow. Of course.
The least dwarven name that I've ever heard.
Yes, but if you're a cleric and a divine cleric in my Marvel Cinematic Universe, it's a perfect name. You guys, let's see here. Fuck me. All right. Who is what? Can't tell. I don't know who anyone is. All right, who's this one? Jay, what's your name?
Todrin.
Can you do click as so I can?
Yeah, I just changed it over.
Have
Yeah.
some hope of understanding. You guys are heading down the path for a little while, and Amalia and young Raja, you lead the way. You know that there's often a swarm of insects that will come at you if you move that rock or you try and head around the path in this direction. You know sometimes that this particular patch of ground is home to giant scorpions at this time of day, looking for a spot of breakfast. And you successfully navigate the group for the first hour away from South Grove. That is until Todrin, give me a perception check.
The role you were born to play.
That one.
That is until
Wait, that was supposed to be. Oh, sorry, wrong. I should have rolled as Todrin. My bad.
Huh?
It was sorry. I didn't roll as Todrin, but yeah, you're fine.
Amalia, Raja, Tumdrind, why did I do this to myself? And Thudrind, you are heading along, and you look back and you're missing a dwarf.
Hey, where's Todrin?
Huh?
One of them's missing.
Guys, where's the other one?
He's always going off.
Which one's missing?
Me, Todrin, the older one.
Yeah, where'd the smart one go?
He thinks because he's the eldest, he knows where, everything and everything.
Well,
We have
that's
to get
not
him
good.
back.
You can't just do that around
That's just not a really good place to do that.
All right.
Probably
Yeah,
hear
Mother tried
from
telling
like a
him, but he
bluff
doesn't
over.
listen.
I found a shortcut.
No, you didn't.
Fuck. Oh, that's just me yelling it. I haven't actually found a shortcut.
This is what you're doing. You're doing this. Ooh,
Fuck.
you have a gag in your mouth and you're tied up.
Sandwalkers, what do we
dead.
do?
Well, which way did he go? What were you guys doing?
I don't know. He does this sometimes.
Who saw him last?
All right, hold on. It's open sand, Amalia. Should be easy to find, and I'm gonna look for his tracks with a survival.
I'll do
Yeah.
the same.
Both of you give me survivally checkies. Yeah, you guys take a few steps back and you retrace your steps maybe only 15, 20 feet before you see that there was a large figure, something heavy and rotund, that was dragged through the sand away and into the sort of outcropping of rocks on the left-hand side of the path as you're facing backwards. You see, well, you don't see anything. Give me perception checks, actually, to see if you hear anything.
Our rolls have been really in sync. We both
Welcome
rolled
back.
23. Then we rolled 19 and 18. Now we both
Yeah.
rolled 6.
You see that he's been dragged off, but you don't hear anything. Although, are the dwarves nearby? Because you can give me perception checks too, actually. There's no need for...
Dude, Thudrind rolls like a champ.
Yeah, right.
The sandwalkers, though they see the tracks, or the sort of drag marks, the other two hear the
Hey, hold on.
shuffling, dragging sounds from behind one of the rocks nearby. Yeah, what do you guys want to do?
I feel like
over
I feel like we
there.
look at the when we look at the tracks, Raja and Amalia probably just both look at the tracks and look off the direction that it gets dragged, and then look at each other at the same time. Be like, something took him. Were you guys just not looking at him or paying attention? Look at this. Something big took him that way.
He's
Yeah,
been dragged off.
Hey, brother, did you hear that?
Hear what?
Oh, brother, your mouth is moving, but there's no sound.
It's I was praying to Shantea. Just shut up, little brother. I love you, but shut up. But little brother, I think you're right.
I'm gonna turn and look at Amalia and just very quietly. They're all gonna die out here.
There is suddenly you all hear a couple of hushed voices from around the corner. The language that you hear, none of you are able to understand, but Raja and Amalia can give me a nature or a history check, depending on which is better for you.
Okay. Nature.
Probably nature for both.
About the same.
Not sure. There's someone or something around there that does appear to be speaking, and you can hear them kind of hushed go, kind of dog-like sounds like you.
Yeah, I'm just gonna grab the dwarves, not Amalia, because I figure she knows better. But I'm gonna grab the dwarves and like, not without saying anything. I'm just gonna pull down, like get down.
Yeah.
Where about are you pulling on?
Just like each shoulder, like your right shoulder, his left shoulder, walking up behind the two of you and going like pushing down. Of course, it feels like well, I don't know how tall are the dwarves compared to 13-year-old human.
Probably a little shorter.
They're 4'4".
I think I gave you heights.
Yeah,
So
I'm
I'm
4'6".
5 feet.
Thank you.
you're probably a couple of inches taller than 5 feet,
Yeah.
I would imagine, Raja.
I don't actually have a height on here. I'm going to assume that I'm like almost the same height as them, though. But it's like he's so thin compared to them, though. There's like no force behind it, just kind of this gentle nudging. Like, come here.
Give me some stealth checks, please, boys
Can
This is the
dwarves
one I'll
crouch?
screw up.
and girls. Huh?
Do dwarves crouch, or do their shoulders just? They
just
turn
move an inch
roll
lower.
a little bit. Yeah.
No one knows. It just looks the same either way. All right. So you all try and kind of hide and like crouch down. Thudrind, you just fall over. Which one's Thudrind?
Me.
I think you fall over. What do you got in your bag?
Chainmail, longsword, shield, backpack, pendant, traveler's clothes, history book, cans of Guinness, and
Cans.
waterskin.
How many cans of Guinness have you got?
4.
Yeah. So your 4-pack of Guinness, which is a local brew from Oat Roost. What are you talking about? They all fall out and make a load of noise and roll past the entranceway to like where the things have been dragged in, and you hear those voices again. And you start to hear shuffling and moving, and you hear the slight slither and pull of swords or something being unscabbarded.
That's not good. They heard that.
Draw your weapons.
What hurt that?
It's
You
okay,
know-
brother.
I'm gonna. Who was it that fell over and made all the noise?
Me.
Thudrind.
Okay, I'm gonna grab the other dwarf and say, we wait off to the side. Just let them see him first. Maybe they step forward and we take them by surprise.
You're looking at him, and he's just shaking in his boots, like.
Amalia,
What?
come on. And I'll wait like off to the side, I guess, of whatever entrance this is. Assuming that they're gonna come out and investigate the noise. I want them to see Tenchi, Thudrind, whichever Thudrind. I want them to see Thudrind first, so we can attack them from the side.
So,
It's
so
okay,
as you
brother, go.
approach this area, there's 2 ways around it. It's more like a mesa that leads into this sort of mountainous part. You can see 2 cracks that open up. One which looks like the Todrind was dragged into via, and then another a little further down. You guys approach the very edge, and Amalia, you're there too?
So if we were planning on flanking, I would have tried to take an opposite stance from Raja if that was possible. Is that possible? Is there like a narrow way in and I can be on one side?
In the other?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Uh-oh. Brad paused.
Yeah, so Amalia goes around one way. Raja goes around the other. 2 dwarves, what are you doing?
I'm trying to drag the reluctant dwarf with me.
Okay.
I'll follow you.
So, reluctant Dwarf is
Dwarf.
Thudrind, what are you doing? Picking up your Guinness.
Just trying to lay still. He's a little scared too, but he's trying to not show it in front of his brother.
Okay.
So he's gonna slowly get up. Oh, I forgot my latch on my backpack, which is totally a thing, I guess. And I'm gonna just go over here and grab my drinks. And I'm just gonna slowly walk over to it.
Amalia and Raja, as you peer around the corner, you see these strange eyes peering back at you. Sort of like yellowed eyes with particularly small pupils staring back at you from a shadowed area. The creature in front of you is humanoid, but they kind of look like a human hyena thing, and each one is about 7 feet tall. Everybody roll me initiatives.
Oh boy.
Please. As you have
Initiative.
a handful of gnolls. Hopefully your thing works. I don't know if the initiative is going to work properly or not. Because
Looks like it worked for me.
I like how
I'm
I
actually
have a
going to,
-1.
Unfortunately, give me 2 seconds because I got to take a quick bathroom break.
Am I Todrin?
I'll be back
I'm
momentarily.
Todrin.
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
thuddering with H. I need
Alright.
mine turned to 3. If you don't mind the 17 to a
you should
3.
be able to do it yourself. So just see if
Oh,
you
can I? Ooh! I just assumed you guys could do it. Or we're only able to do it.
Yeah. All right, let me roll for these. Roll for the gnolls. I don't think I've ever used gnolls, by the way, just for anyone who's interested. And maybe I should, because that is a critical 20. Pop that bitch out. Oh, by the way, Todrin,
Oh man.
in case you hadn't guessed,
Yeah.
you are tied up and gagged.
Yeah.
And the gnoll which is next to you is like holding on to you, and you're wriggling around.
Yeah, I figured I wouldn't get a turn here, but
Oh, you'll get a turn.
or not an immediate one.
Yeah. For the record, your perception check was all 3 of these guys running up behind you and kidnapping you.
Fuck's sakes.
So there we go for him. There we go for him. And there we go for him. So descendings. Okay. Raja goes first, and he's not here. So let's go to a break.
All right, we'll be right
He's not
back.
here for his own one shot every week.
We'll be right back, guys. 3 to 5, and it's actually a perfect time for a break here. So we'll be right back at 3 to 5. Thanks for hanging. Thanks for watching, and see you guys soon. Don't forget to follow twitch.tv/Tablestory.
Welcome back, my children, to Dust Vale, featuring Raja as a child. You guys look around a corner and you notice that two gnolls are down either side of the little thing that they seem to have dragged Todrind behind. You can hear a muffled, gagged Todrind struggling and the sound of maybe another gnoll down there. Raja, you go first. However, it is at this moment that a giant sandstorm kicks up. A massive, sudden gust of sand blows your way. Give me a strength saving throw, please.
Rip.
The sand just comes out of nowhere. It pushes through everything that you see around you. The others are all completely engulfed in it, and you are smacked off your feet and slammed into the ground. As you roll over, the sand is biting and scratching at your skin, and a strange demonic skull-like face appears in the sand. It screeches at you and screams in a language that you cannot decipher, and then the sands begin to tear at your hands, reducing them to dust. It is at that point that your reverie is over. You are prone on the ground. As far as everybody else is concerned, there was no sandstorm.
So wait, we're back in the present, or?
You are young Raja. You're on the ground and you're covered in sand. But all that happened, as far as everyone else is concerned, Raja just let out a gasp and fell over. Started scratching at himself.
Gotcha.
He's also Craven.
So, yeah, I thought that we were being yoinked back to the present all of a sudden. I was like, but what happened to the dwarves?
It all happened to young Raja.
Okay. Okay. So, there's only 3 gnolls, or is there a 4th one there that?
No, there's 3. Just 3.
Okay.
You only see 2, but you can probably hear the 3rd quite easily.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll spend half my movement to stand back up. And then I'll just kind of like look back at Amalia and say, go around the other side and untie him. And then I will go 1, 2, 3 and try to stab this sucker. I don't know if he sees me coming or not, but I'm going to run up and go for the shank.
Yeah, he sees you come in. He's like he's like pulling a spear out as you come running around the corner. Give me an attack roll.
Okay. I'm looking at the stats on my weapons here to see which one's better. Oops. Okay, I guess I rolled that one.
It's okay. You can decide. I misclick every single time.
Okay, so it looks like so I would go with the spear anyway. So yeah, that's the attack right there. It's an 8.
So yeah, you bring out your spear, and then like your small little Raja body, we see like an immediate flourish as he brings the spear around. It looks very similar to the Raja that we know in his more adult form with the Tolwar. And as he brings it round, it kind of tangles his feet in the sand a little bit. He's a little shook from something weird that just happened to him. The spear is slightly too long for his gangly teenage body. He brings it round, and the gnoll easily just bats it away with his own spear and brings his spear up as if to strike at you, which he is going to do. Oh, actually, it's probably not the end of your turn, is it? You've probably got Zephyr Strikes and stuff that you can do.
Yeah, sure. Rub it in, Brad. I have nothing at all that I can do. Actually, wait. Let me see. I don't.
To be honest, I didn't even fully flesh out your sheet. You might actually have shit that you can do, because I didn't look that in depth. I was like, I don't need to do Fairlight sheet for him. I just need to do everyone else's. Fairlight already knows what you can do.
Yeah, but Rangers don't get any spell casting to level 2.
Yeah,
and all of their level 1 abilities are like, you can't get lost, and you find more food when you're searching. So yep. I don't think he can do anything else. So that's the end of my turn.
The gnoll in front of you launches a counterattack with his own spear. And as he bats yours away, you see this huge 7-foot thing above you is also gangly and doesn't seem particularly well prepared for this. He jabs down at you, and you definitely jump out of the way as he stabs his spear into the sand next to you. Amalia, you see a gnoll down the kind of alleyway. He's like peering around the edge of this mesa. He pulls out a longbow and just launches an arrow at you. In fact, he's going to run up to this side. They're very long, hyena-like, and he does like a strange kind of run and jumps up onto the edge of a kind of like a little edge of this bluff, and then pulls a longbow and launches an arrow at you. Oof! As he pulls the string back, the longbow just ping, explodes into the ring and falls apart. And he shouts an angry look. He shouts back to behind the mesa at another gnoll, presumably. Holy shit! And that is the end of his turn. And that brings us to Todrind. You are bound, so you're like restrained. So you can give me a strength or an agility check to try and break free of the bonds. It's pathetic. It's pathetic. You're not angry enough. You're not angry enough, Hulk. You sort of try and snap the bonds, but the gnoll behind you, before you really like break free of anything, he tightens them and kind of yanks at you. He's not very strong, but he's not particularly weak, I guess, and he drags you and stops you from breaking free of the bonds themselves. He then bites you in the head. What's your AC, actually? Maybe he doesn't. 18? He goes to bite you in the head, and you move out of the way, and he just and bites onto the armor that you're wearing. The fresh, again, very nice looking armor, like you just maybe were given it by Daddy and sent off on your journey. He bites down. You see one of his teeth snap out of his head. And yeah, no one's good at anything. Level 2. Amalia, your turn.
So let's see what my movement is here. I've got 30 feet. Let me measure this. Oh, look at that. Look at that. All right. I'm going to jet over to Todrind here. Oops. As close as I can get. Can I use my scimitar to liberate this individual?
Yeah, I guess give me an attack roll with one of your scimitars.
Nip it is.
Yeah, give me the damage.
No. Don't roll the damage. Don't roll the damage. Oh God.
You have you have 2 weapon fighting, which means you can use your bonus action to use your offhand to attack with the other one if you want to make a second attempt.
Does she need to roll to beat his AC before that 8 hits, or does it automatically hit on a fail?
Nope, that's what a 1 does.
Rip.
No, because it's just a blunder more than it's a DM. 1s are bullshit.
So I bungled that, right? Did I hurt him? Did I 8 damage him?
You run around the corner. I feel like you probably Naruto run with your little fucking blades and come running around the corner. You do like a cool skid, and the other one is like wrangling with Todrind there, and you see the where you can cut these bonds and just immediately free him, and you bring one of them up, just whoosh. The gangly gnoll drags the rope backwards and you just whoosh, straight across Todrin's face with a scimitar. Todrin, roll me a D 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 D6. 1, 2, 3. You lose your nose. Just full period. She just cuts the very end of your nose off, and then just blood. Your nose is huge, and now it's really small. This is going to be like Kimari, tiny horn, little lame. You're going to be the child, the baby nose of the group now, and she just cuts your dwarven nose off and deals 8 damage to you.
8 damage, and his total HP pool is probably like 12. So you just, you just mostly killed him.
I just mostly killed him.
She's desperately trying to save you, but the gnoll drags you in front of
you're muted on stream, by the way.
Apparently the stream can't hear you.
Yeah, my bad. Thankfully, I haven't talked much. They should hear it now. Must have hit a hotkey.
So I have another hit with with Rip.
Yes, you can hit with the other one.
I'm gonna angrily jab at the gnoll with this one.
Come on, 1.
That is a hit. Give me your damage. You cut off the nose of.
What is your problem?
What do you have against noses?
You spin around and then you just no, I'm saying you cut off the nose of Todrin with one, and then you just like the gnoll looks down and there's a scimitar in his leg as you stab him in the leg with the scimitar there, and he lets out a howl like a hyena, and then he says "Nato Chimpa" at you, but he's still kind of wrestling with the rope here.
I didn't catch the last thing you said.
Is that the end of your turn?
I don't have any roguey bullshit where I can like step away, do I?
Definitely.
Now, as rangers, we get that ability at level 10, and the only thing we get is disengage. We don't get all the other good stuff like dodging and hiding and all. We're basically budget rogues, is what a ranger is, but we can't get lost. So there's that.
Okay. Yeah, so that's it.
And Todrin can't spell.
Which is the youngest triplet, I think, right?
I think so, because I'm the middle. Yeah.
Craven dwarf.
So I would have still been followed behind young Raja.
Okay.
So move up to there. Do I have a good angle on this null here?
Yeah, definitely. He's engaged with Raja at the moment. The two of them are just smacking sticks at each other.
All right, so just to kind of flavor this, whilst he was still behind the rock, he pulled out his crossbow, which I've now called Galaharim.
Okay.
That's a reference if anyone knows it. So, and immediately as he runs around the corner, he'll see the null and just shoot. Like,
cool.
And shoot.
Yeah, give me a attack roll. A crossbow bolt, Raja, narrowly misses your face. It hits the wall of rock behind you, and spins off and lands in the sand at your feet, while you're kind of dancing around and trying not to be impaled, and whilst trying to impale the null. Tumdrin, do you miss? Want to do anything else?
I can do a cantrip on that bonus, right?
No, unless it's a bonus action cantrip.
Sorry, I still gotta get used to all this cleric bullshit.
Have you ever done spells before? I don't know if I've ever seen you play a caster.
No, I don't think I have.
What level is your cleric?
1.
Are they all level 1 characters, or did the clerics level?
Yeah,
2
they're all level 1. We don't have any cantrips right now, if I'm not mistaken.
I think we don't have the cleric's level 2.
That we can.
Oh, no, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, no,
I'm level 1.
Yeah.
I'll be the
Let me have a look at what you got. Hang on. What are you, Tom?
You have 3. You should have 3 cantrips learned at level 1. I just don't know which ones you have.
Yeah, they've got 4. But none of them are a bonus. You have a spell, a bonus action spell. This boy. That's all you can do.
I'll hold that then.
You're not gonna do it?
Not just yet.
All right. Thudrind.
I thought it was me. Fuck.
Nope. Sorry.
No, you're gonna be Noserind from now on.
All right, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Move up there. I can move 25, right? Yeah, 25. Stupid dwarves. And just hit him with my long sword.
Go on in.
6.
You swing a longsword at this gnoll, and he does a big hyena-like jump off of a rock, and you just ting again. You hit the rock as he lands in front of you and scrambles to pull his spear off of his back. Anything else in your turn?
That's all I can do. Yeah.
Young Raja. What do you want to do?
Rip. Let's see. I will. I will first off realize I should have had advantage on my first turn, but I totally missed it, so I suck.
That's a young Raja mistake. That's what he does all the time.
Yeah, he just forgets what his abilities are. I'm going to go. One, 10, 15. And I am going to stab this guy. Or this guy. There we go. With the spear.
That is a hit.
Yay. Okay, so I'll do
We're doing it.
that damage. So it's 8, and then it'd be a +2 with a two-handed stab, right?
I think
So
you get a
it should be-
different dice that you roll with two-handed. It's a D8 instead of a D6.
That is the D8, so never mind. It's the 8 damage, yeah.
That's a D8, yeah?
That one on the left is the D6, thankfully. The one on the right is the D8.
Yeah. All right.
Do spears add dex? Because I don't think that's factored in here properly. It's not giving me the plus dex.
I don't know.
Yeah, there's a -1 on it. Is that your? Oh, that's your strength.
It's making it a. Oh wait, are spears a strength?
Yeah,
Why is it?
You got damage plus strength.
Yeah.
So you have. Okay, hold on. The damage is in here wrong because the damage is like. It's like it's a dex roll for accuracy, but a strength roll for damage. So let me fix it.
Yeah. So I mean that's just a straight plus. What is that? An extra?
It's an extra 3, so it's 11 damage.
So this thing gets a scimitar in one leg, and then there's a skittering sound as Raja's young, small, supple child legs come running around the corner, and then he jabs a. What? They are small, supple legs. You're very young. He stabs a. It's very platonic. Okay. An older man.
Okay. That's why you put me out here with 3 clerics.
Listen. Oh God. As an older man, okay, as a DM, I have to describe how my imaginary 13-year-old boy looks.
Oh,
Okay.
Stabs him.
the sun
Stabs
never
his
had.
Stabs Noel in the back. So it's a grand total of 11.
Yeah.
The spear
little
comes
too on the
through,
nose for me.
goes through his back, nice and low, comes out the front of his stump. Amalia, you see this spear covered in blood, just a few flecks of blood probably splash over your face to match the few specks of blood from Todrin's nose on the other side of your face. The gnoll stumbles a few steps, looks down, and he's got a spear that's been pulled back through him and a scimitar being released from his leg, and he's still up, but he's kind of like wobbling around. And he says to his fellow gnolls. Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah, from where the spear goes through its gut, like just to the side, like peeking around at Amalia would see Raja like peeking around from the other side going, untie him already, like really impatient, like what are you doing?
Then a spear comes at you, Raja, and presumably that doesn't hit.
Yeah, he's like, untie him already, and just ducks under the thing coming behind him.
And Raja
The
begins.
spear over your head. The gnoll engaged with Thudrind whips his spear out and gives you a stab at. Oh, that's a hit, right?
Oh.
6. So Thudrind swings his longsword and chings off of the thing. The gnoll lands, but he brings a spear down like Sephiroth at Aerith style. And puts it straight through your shoulder, Thudrind. He like jabs at it, but he can't get the spear free. You now have a gnoll with a spear in your shoulder as it deals 6 piercing damage.
It's like playing with Brad at level 1 all over again, having 18 armor class and everything not mattering.
Todrind, give me another strength save. Is that what it is, or is it an athletics? Athletics, right?
Can I have advantage for my nose being cut off?
Yeah. You can have advantage
yes.
because Noel is getting messed up behind you and he's trying to hold on to the rope.
Strength save or they're the same? Never mind.
It's athletics. Oh yeah, whatever.
Oh. Sorry. There you go.
Still not good enough.
It's not good enough.
You
are going nowhere.
like you try and untangle yourself, but in untangling yourself, you kind of just do the thing with like headphones in a pocket, in that you are actually free. The knoll lets go, but you just tie yourself up in it, and now you just made a net around your body, and you've bound yourself. Your nose is missing. And you've tied yourself into a knot. That's the end of your turn. The knoll in front of you, Amalia. He is going to try and bite you. Oh!
Oh!
Damn.
He bites your face.
Bites half my
Does he bite her nose? Does he bite her nose off?
He doesn't bite her nose, but he does bite the side of your face. Just he's got a little nippy mouth, and you just feel a few teeth pierce through the side of your head there, and he just lets go. And you got a couple of nasty little puncture wounds on your face there, and then he lets go. Bitch. And it's your turn.
I'm gonna lash right back at him.
Lash back at him, yeah?
Yep, that's right. See what I did there?
Nice.
Both scimitars.
One hit.
Rippin' and nippin'.
With Rip. Hey, it's the exact amount you needed to kill him. How would you like to kill him?
Yes. I'm gonna lop both of his ears off.
Yeah.
One with each scimitar.
That'll show him.
His ear is just removed, and he looks up, and in Knoll he says, "Without my ears, I'm nothing," and falls over.
I can see why Raja likes this girl. She's just dismembering people left and right.
Yeah.
This isn't even. This isn't the girl though. This is just a poor little love triangle scenario for Amalia. Is all it is.
This is the girl that likes Raja, but Raja doesn't like her.
Raja's eyeballing a halfling back in town.
Tumdrind, my dear sweet child, it is your turn. Roger is the Geralt of Rivia of Dustvale. So true.
He is Geralt.
I would have seen Amelia get bit, right?
You can see everything here, apart from you probably can't see Thudrind and the Knoll.
Okay. So healing word on Amelia.
Nice. Cast it.
Oh?
Just click it. You should do it.
Oh, it's asking for the input. There you
go. Amalia, how does your healing word look? Tumdrind, Everflow?
Please, just mumbles. Hope you feel better.
Yeah, and
this is my face, like
magic. They close up.
I love that he's healing her instead of his brother, whose face is missing.
Yeah, Tumdrind is so weak and bleeding out, he can't even get out of these untied. But Amalia, your wounds heal, though it does leave a tiny little scar, but a cool one, I'm sure.
Nice.
A cool knoll teeth scar.
Well, if you're like a cool dude Zendari ranger girl, there's a cool scar.
Scars are cool. Absolutely.
Right? Like Russia's going to dig this.
Oh, shoot. Nope.
And then you just fire a crossbow bolt into the air.
Carlisle would not be proud.
That arrow is gonna come back down and hit me.
Right in the nose.
Thudrind, you have a spear in your shoulder and a knoll wrestling with it.
I'm just holding on. I want to hold on to the spear and keep him close to me, and then I'm gonna swing my longsword at him. Just try and drive it into him too.
Nice, that's a hit. Yeah, success. You drive the longsword. There's just you two are actually having a cool moment. Everyone else is kind of fumbling around over there. Whereas there's this fucking Renaissance style fucking Michelangelo image of this dwarf with a spear in him with one hand. And, longsword through a 7-foot knoll on the edge of a mesa above him, like hair flowing behind you and like the sun gleaming down as you just drive a longsword up through his gut.
How did we all end up as the comic relief while Tenshi's over there having an actual fight?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, this is
Today's Bizarro world.
Power of D&D, Bizarro. Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah, and I'm just a little help.
Young Roger.
I'm gonna peek over the dead knoll now and go, untie him, Amalia! And then turn around and try to I guess I'll go for the stab on this guy again. Try to impale him. I'm gonna go ahead and miss.
Yeah, you launch a spear towards this one, and this one's got his bearings now. His much larger frame bats your spear away with his own. Presumably, it is now his turn, and yeah, he'll come back. You two are just constantly back and forth here. Presume that's a hit. An 18. Fair like Excalibur. I'm gonna say yes because you didn't know.
Oh, sorry. I thought for some reason I thought you were talking to Tenchi and that other fight going on up there. Oh, no, yes, 18 hits.
Fight. Yeah, he perfectly parries away your spear and then just drives the spear through your stomach.
Supple young body.
Your supple young body. I was trying not to say that. Okay. All right.
I'll save you the trouble.
Jay, he's not real. He's in your head. You're imagining it, Jay. You filthy.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I will go ahead and die.
For the ban is what I'm waiting for.
I'll just go ahead and die then. No, I'm actually I survive with 1 health point.
Yeah, you have a great big spear through your gut. Amalia, you see this knoll just like in a horrible like no moment, just stab Raja through the gut. And then behind you, the knoll is going to his thing is stuck in your shoulder. He like lets go of it with one hand and then just brings his face in to try and bite you in the face. And I assume that's a miss. As he comes in, you just like butt him with the edge of a gauntlet, and he avoids any Nata punja. And Todrind. Would you like to try and break free from your own bonds?
No.
All right.
I would not. I would like to.
Can he use healing word while tied up?
I would like to roll this way.
I'm going to say no because you need your hands for that one.
Can I roll though?
What do you want to do?
I'm just rolling away. Did you say no to me rolling or?
Oh, you roll away.
Okay, yes, I'm rolling this way.
You can half movement just roll, and it binds you even tighter.
Oh, can I not use a spell like because my hands are bound, like my wrist bound or my hands bound?
You can't do anything somatic.
Hold on. Fuck.
If you've got verbal or component spells that don't use somatic movements.
Okay.
Somatic, by the way, if you want to learn how to fucking say it like a commoner from London like me. Somatic.
Yeah, no, I'll just break through. I'll try and break free again.
Hey! You roll away and then you stand up. I'm gonna give you freestanding movement, and then like a shaft of light shines on you, and there's probably like one of those anime angry things that they get. As you're free.
I'm just
When I see him bust loose, I just go, help Raja! I don't think about his nose at all.
Yeah, he has no nose. It's just running. It's just running all that run.
That's all I can do.
Yeah, you stand up and you see a child in front of you impaled. Good job.
Is it? Hey, you're supposed to be protecting us.
I'm supposed to be guiding.
You're the guide. Yeah. You're just supposed to avoid these things, but really, this was Todrin's fault. You did guide him out away from the dangers of the knolls and stuff. Just fucked it up.
I just didn't notice them.
Yeah, there was probably a moment where you two were like, dwarves, don't go near the edges of these cracks because things snatch at you from them. And he was just like, yeah, okay, and then just that, and then. Amalia, your turn.
Oh man.
Whew. Yeah. Well, I can't heal anyone, so I'm gonna run up and have at this knoll right here that I am next to with Nip and Rip.
2 hits? No, that's an athletics check. Give me Rip's attack roll. No,
Rip.
1 hit. With
Wait. Nip.
Nice. Yeah, you leave a nasty gash across the side of this knoll in front of Raja, and that's what that is. I can definitely do basic subtractions. And that brings us to Tumdrint, the Craven.
I'm gonna laugh when Connor's actually the only one that survives this.
Yeah, right.
Well, the hard part's over.
Is that what is that? The crossbow. Yeah, you bring the crossbow down a little, and then just with one shaky hand, just and it just hits a couple of the areas around, but nothing of real use.
Last time that arrow whizzed by my right ear, so I feel like this time it's like to the other side. Who are you shooting at?
Beyond.
Sorry.
You want to do anything else?
He's pathetic. He's the worst. This character is just he's a bitch. Like in terms of attacking things, he's a bitch.
Well,
He can't do it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thudrind, your turn.
How messed up is this knoll?
Not very, really.
Okay.
He's got a long sword through his belly, but he still looks fine.
I'm gonna try and
DMing well.
I'm gonna hold on to his spear that's in my shoulder still, release my sword, and cast Cure Wounds on myself, if I can.
Of course you can. Yes. Cure yourself.
Nice.
You regain. Yeah. The spear heals inside your body now, and the wound closes around it. I mean, you want to heal it.
Oh yeah. he's in survival mode. He doesn't. Not worried about that.
Yeah, you now have just spear shoulder. In the future,
Vicious disease.
Carlias knows of a famed cleric known as Thudrind Spear Shoulder.
He's still got the haft inside him.
Tumdrid the Craven and Todrid Noseless or whatever.
Yeah, all 3 of them have some great names.
Todrind no-nose.
Anything else? Or are you good?
Nope, that's it. I'm gonna try and prevent him from getting his spear back, which is closing around my wound, which will hopefully prevent him from getting at it.
Yeah, young Raja, your turn.
Yeah, so I feel like I'm just gonna kind of look up at Amalia and go, I think I'm really hurt. As there's just a spear stuck clean out the other side of me.
You're gonna be fine.
Really hurt.
You're gonna be fine. You'll see. We'll get out of here. Just hold on.
I'm gonna try and dislodge the spear from myself, and then
Yep, you can do that as a free action.
yeah, and then I'm just gonna look up at the knoll and say, I bet you can't do it again, and take the dodge action.
You entice the knoll. Why am I trying to
With
roll?
your supple body.
With your supple body, your supple child's body, and he tries to spear you.
Nope.
And just whoom, you just whoop.
Not this time.
And yeah, you avoid being struck by the knoll. The knoll, which now kind of trying to pull a spear out of this dwarf, you can't do it. It's now just lodged like in you. It's part of you now, and he has no other weapons, so he tries to bite you in the face, and you just push him away from you, avoiding the snapping mush. Todrind finally free.
Still yelling. At the top of my lungs. going to...
Welcome to the game, Jay. What would you like your first move
Thanks!
to be?
I'm going to Guiding Bolt this fucking knoll that's fighting the Thudrend.
Okay.
Fuck! God!
How does it look though? Because I want to see it.
It's like full on. Oh! Like just light, just
my painting in my head of what's happening, just to make Thudrend look cooler. There's just this like lightning bolt that launches like around where he is and launches into the air. As you unfortunately miss your guiding bolt. Oh.
Can we have it hit the rock behind them and explode so that like showers of gravel come down over them?
This is Obi-Wan
even if it doesn't,
Anakin
even
right
if it,
here. Like...
even if it doesn't do anything, we just need like showers of rock and gravel, just kind of between the two of them.
Is that the end of your turn?
That's the end of my turn.
Malia.
I turn to Tadrin and I say, "Heal him!" and pointing at Raja.
I have no healing.
What use are you?
They're warrior. They're warrior clerics. They don't heal.
They do. I think I don't.
Don't worry, I can probably make water.
One hit.
I have no healing spells. I just found this out.
Yeah, you stab this boy. Again, another slash up one side. You leave another nasty cut, but he's still up. Tumdrin. The Craven. What do you want to do?
He has no spells, so.
You definitely have spells.
How does it?
I don't have any. I used up my spell slots.
Spell slots, yeah.
You have a crossbow. That's how you play a caster. Use the crossbow.
Does he not have any cantrips?
He has cantrips, but I don't.
Just none that are useful.
Let's see. One is kind of useful, but I think it involves you getting close. Let me have a look. Hang on. This one? What does this do? Yeah. You have one which involves you getting close to do damage. So yeah, crossbow's probably your best bet right now. You suck with the crossbow. Just FYI, he's got a -1 to dex using a crossbow. Like he sucks with it as well. That is a miss. Another crossbow bolt just sting off of another thing.
Can I jump over this one? Since I've just leaned out of the way the first two.
Yeah, you definitely do a jump over this one. Thudrend.
Here's the epic battle again.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
Can you hit him again?
Oh yeah, he's I'm gonna try and grab for my sword and then swing at him if I can. Or you know what? Can I kick the hilt of my sword into him deeper?
Yeah.
Damn.
Just roll a regular.
Give me an attack roll, yeah, just to see if he jumps out away from me or does something special.
Do you want me to do just a strength attack roll or a longsword attack roll?
Longsword. Oh! You go to jab this thing further, but the hilt snaps, and the longsword just one side falls out the back of him, and the hilt comes away and just falls on the ground. And the gnoll looks at you and goes, that cookie. And
well, none of us have our weapon now.
No one has any weapon. Young Raja, your turn. Although Tumdrin can help you with the broken sword later on, so Tumdrin can do something.
That was so optimistic.
He can do something. He can sort of be useful.
I've been out of the fight the whole time, but Tumdrin still gets wrecked on.
Tumdrin's been in the fight. I just love the fact that, like,
oh man,
he isn't Carlias. It's the exact possible opposite. He's so bad with range. Beautiful.
I'll go ahead and try to attack him, even though I should probably be dodging. Rip.
Oof. It's hit.
13 hits. Yay. Okay. And that should be...
What is this? Is that all of it?
It's rolling like both of them. So I'm supposed to use a number on the right.
All right, so 4.
So 4 damage.
Yeah, you probably bring... This probably isn't a stab. It's probably like a slice as you cut a slice across his chest, and he's just got all these like wounds now, which is seeping and bleeding. He's not looking good, but he's still standing. Good cook.
Wow.
He looks at you as you stop dodging, and he staggers one way, sees Amalia bring in the scimitars back, and then just brings his spear up for one last jab at you. Whoosh, into dirt as you jump. I feel like we get this like flash forward of when Raja jumps over the train. As the
train is the spear.
My God. That move. And it just kicks up sand underneath you as you land, but still rather wounded.
I'm gonna go for the style points of like running up the rock as my evasive action.
Yeah,
when he tries to hit me, I'm gonna wall run up the rock and then jump back down.
Like a full Matrix in that scene where he does the thing. Yeah, he's gonna bite you, but it's gonna miss, I assume. Thudrint. The 10.
Yeah.
What is your AC? Have you all got 18?
We're all 18.
Yeah.
If we're with chainmail, we're all 18.
He bites into the chainmail. Todrint. Do something.
Another guiding bolt, but this time to the left. Seeing young Raja.
Young Raja.
Who you just watched run up a rock and backflip off and away from the knoll.
Wait, you guys have 18?
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
I'm actually going to use a Sacred Flame on...
oh, yeah, you haven't got a shield. They've got shields.
On this knoll.
That makes a little bit more sense.
Sacred flame. What is this?
Throwing it back with the Everflow.
All right, how does that look, and how do you want to kill him?
I think again it's just go, and then it would just come down. I think a pillar. I think it says a pillar of radiant light. So we just
fries him completely, and at the end of it, he's just standing there. Falls down into the sand, just a burnt hyena man. Amalia.
I want to wait. Let my brother fight this creature.
I'm not waiting.
Looking.
Shouldn't we help him out?
My young brother needs to see what a fight looks like.
Yeah, I'll have a conversation. Oh wait, is she already over there?
Gone.
Oh yeah, I ran right over there. I'm trying to prove something.
All right. One's a hit. You are that scene in like the first season of Game of Thrones where Jaime and Ned are fighting, and there's that one guy with the spear.
Yeah.
And you just come in and you just like across the back of this Null's leg, and incredibly like you dishonor Todrind again. You like fuck this Null up. He looks at you. The Null just looks down at you. Come, younger dwarf.
I love how you can see him looking over, going, "Fuck, what do I do?"
He's like looking over my character sheet and going,
"Fuck,
sucks."
I got no scar shot. There's no Cerberus. I guess I'm just gonna hold.
Stand.
Yeah, no. Yeah, he's just standing there, just shaking, just like.
All right, give me a Constitution saving throw. Beat a 13, or you piss yourself. He just stands there shaking, and like on one trouser leg, you just see it like turn dark. Thodrint.
From Gamil to Carlias to this little piece of shit.
Real combat is scary, okay, guys? You don't understand. It's very scary to fight 7-foot hyena men.
Yeah, it's true.
when you outnumber them.
So in the painting that's going to happen later of Thudrin fighting the gnoll, is there going to be like a little human girl stabbing it in the back of the kneecap, or is are they going to just omit that for the sake of dwarven pride?
It'll be there like the snake in the Garden of Eden.
Yeah. In our story, they fought atop a cliff with lightning striking down. The spear was 10 feet long.
Yeah. Thudrin's having that fight. Are one of the cans of Guinness on the ground near me?
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab one and hit the gnoll with it.
All right. Give me a D20 with plus strength.
Just do strength saving throw then, or strength check.
Yeah.
Oh!
How do you want to do it?
Just bash him over the head with it, and when it's opened up, he's gonna drink the rest of it.
Yeah, I think you just literally just like you see Amalia come in and cut this thing's leg, and then just before he even turns his head around, it just boom clocks him. His head just spins him round, and before the gnoll even hits the ground, he's just like Thudrin is up on the fucking corner with like 2 cans of Guinness.
Yeah. With a fucking knee up kind of type.
Yeah. And you guys,
I got the Stone Cold Steve Austin. He breaks him in the hand, drinks him, and then he just throws the freaking middle fingers at him on the ground.
Todrin's going crazy. I'm fucking clapping like crazy.
You successfully defeat the gnolls and save Todrin.
Jesus, what a fight! See, all of us are not coming away very well. I think Raj, aren't you fine?
I'm on 1 health point. I got impaled.
And
I'm the only okay one, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, Amalia is the only one that never got it. Well, did Tundrin get attacked?
Well, I got attacked, but I got healed.
I didn't get hit.
I don't think Tundrin ever took a hit, so
he just pissed himself. So.
He just I have my pants soaked with blood, and he has his pants soaked with something else, but he's fine.
It's all the same.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I guess.
I'm gonna walk over to Tundrin. Brother, have my pants. Take out a...
Are these pants also supple?
You did well.
I always get the hand-me-downs.
You did well. Please heal me. I have no nose. Does it look grotesque? Be careful how you answer.
I just look over to the others, just like, oh, me.
Yeah, Raja, if you look over towards him, he's sitting between the 2 gnolls now, kind of just like in shock, just kind of rocking back and forth.
Right, and I have run over and I'm doting on Raja and saying, "Someone heal him."
I don't really feel so good.
Young
Did
brother.
Did you see me run up the rock though? Because that was really cool.
I did. That was really cool. Just don't talk.
Who are you healing, Tundrin?
The noseless one.
All it does is seal over. It doesn't give you grow back.
As you heal him.
Do you need to find the, you need to
small one?
You need to put the nose back on him and then heal, right? You need to hold it up.
Yeah.
And Tundrin, find my nose. But brother, heal the small one.
About that.
He's dying.
I'll do it in a second. Just give me a second. I'm gonna try and smash
Amalia.
the freaking thing off me.
Amalia, the box of supplies, check and see if Dad put healing stuff in there.
Not in. You see me digging around mine. Not in mine. In yours? And I'll start searching around.
Yeah, I don't know if we would have had anything in our supplies or not.
Roll a d20.
Dun, dun, dun.
So you dig around deep in the pack, Raja, and you see a healing pot, tiny little potion, and around the edge is a label with a bunch of different writing on it in common, and it says, "I'm disappointed that you need this, son."
Yeah, he'll just pick it up and go, no, and he'll just put it back in the bag. No, he didn't put any in here, it looks like.
Thundrin will walk over.
Like pride.
Yeah. Fucking anything to please the father. 1 health.
Thudrin will heal him.
Yep.
There you go. I was gonna. This I guess just goes with the cannon. Then I was gonna keep this so I could pull this out of my shoulder, but
You have a spear in your shoulder.
I'm looking at Todrin like you should have healed him.
I have no healing spells. I've literally none.
Yeah, I'll stand back up and say, well, we're all alive, and we have most of our pieces.
I look over at Thudrin.
He is staring. I'm all in.
Nice. I'm gonna break the shaft off.
There's a stress ball in his shield hand that's just like.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
wandered off.
I'm gonna look at Todrin, the Todrin no-nose. I'm gonna look at him and go, man, they bit you right on the nose.
Yes, it was a no bite. Fierce warriors they are.
I'm glad he didn't bite, an eye or something.
Could have been terrible. Perhaps next time they will use their hands instead of their blades. I'm gonna turn to Tumgren. You did good, brother.
Right.
Onwards.
We should go.
Yeah.
And no wandering off trail. Told you, keep to the center.
Yeah, this is why we say don't go near the cracks in the rocks, because that happened last year too. It happened. Okay. Okay.
So, I would like to point out I'm now Todrind Everknows.
Yeah, I saw that.
I would like to point that out.
Are you sure it's not Todrind Never Knows?
Listen, that's 2 on the nose. Okay, we need to get away from this.
You guys head out and travel for another hour.
Before we head out,
okay.
Tom will notice Thud's broken sword. Can I do this?
Yeah, if you can mend it, that'd be great.
Just cast mending.
So the hilt just whoop, sticks back.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that.
I guess I'm not as useless as you guys think I am.
You'll be fine. We're just tough on you. You'll be fine.
Oh yeah,
Also,
I can't even hit a. Anyway, I just walk ahead.
Yeah.
He'll
all right, everyone give me survival checks as you travel for another hour and you head away from the more obvious track and out into the true sands. You guys pass the area where you would normally head towards the main shrine and head further south around a set of mesas and over a sort of rocky outcropping. Wow. You Amalia, Todrin, Tumdrin, and Thudrin, please give me Constitution saving throws. The sun is at its peak. It's not really. It's coming up to the middle of the day. Thudrin, you have sunstroke. You take 1 point of exhaustion. Which one is Thudrin?
Tenchi. Do I take a point? Oh, I got an 8.
No. Oh, you got an 8?
Yeah, he got a 9, I got an 8.
Oh, yeah, no, you are also at the back of the pack. The sun is beating down on the two of you, and you can see that Tumdrind. Oh wait, yeah, no, Thudrind. Fuck my life, Thudrind. You have a serious sunburn on your nose. Todrind, is that the right one? Todrind, you would have if you had a nose. But you both have sunstroke. And you take a point of exhaustion, which means you have disadvantage on the upcoming checks. The upcoming checks, which everybody give me perception checks. Disadvantage
10.
for you two. Fucking hell, man. Who got over a 10? Or a 10? 10 and over.
Level.
Everyone?
I got
a 10 and over.
On perception, yes. I think everyone did.
Yeah. So you all pass. You come around a particular rocky outcropping, and just ahead of you, you see the area where this monument used to be built, the monument to Chauntea, and you can kind of make out where it is. There's a strangely large sort of humanoid structure which is in the sands on top of a sort of mountainous incline. You can also see and make out along some of the this kind of like mountain trail almost that leads up into a very rocky, bouldery section of land ahead of you. There's a bridge along one part. There seems to be like a rope ladder on another, but it's not too clear how you actually get up to it. Once upon a time, Raja and Amalia, you know that there, a long time ago, used to be a full bridge and access point that led up this mountain, and you could follow a mountain trail into an area where there was a huge, great monument and potentially a shrine, and probably an area where people actually lived, and clerics would worship Chauntea. But now it's long since fallen to ruin, and it's almost just a natural mountain again, with a couple of areas where this bridge and the ropes still stand. And very rarely does anybody come this far out. It's not a common trip for sandwalkers to make, but it is a particularly easy one, in the sense that it's close to South Grove. However, the perception checks were not for that. The perception checks for one, the horrific noise that you hear, which is much louder than that as it thunders. You also see part of the ground rumbling as a giant Sathak worm pulls itself up out of the ground. So, a Sathak worm, for the record, is a terrible and horrific creature. Way beyond the abilities of a level 1 ranger. At maybe Raja could deal with it now. This creature is huge. It's enormous. And Amalia and Raja, give me nature checks with advantage.
14.
Amalia, you weren't there the day of school. Everyone knows about the Sathak worm. Raja, you remember Sagan Shara telling everybody about one of the most dangerous things out there, a giant Sathak worm. This thing is a big bastard. Do I have a picture of him? I don't think I do. A huge purple and sandy colored worm that burrows through the ground. It also, for the most part, senses movement in its area, and that's what activates it. Usually, they're a bit like a whale in that they're usually very deep underground, but if they surface up high enough, they're usually looking for lunch, and they kind of do a thing where they come up and they just move along and just take in anything in their mouth and consume whatever they find. It can eat anything up to the size of an elephant. So it just opens its mouth and moves around on the surface, consuming anything that's moving using its tremor sense, and then burrows itself back down again. In your immediate area, there is sand, flat land, sand, flat land, sand, flat land, sand, flat land. But straight ahead of you is this mountainous outcropping that leads up to the monument of Chauntea. Your best bet, Raja, is to run for that set of mountains so you can get up off the ground and leave this thing down on the ground. Now, you can either run and try and move quicker than the worm, or you can each make stealth checks and try not to activate its tremor sense. I'm going to give you an idea of how this minigame works. Bam!
Ooh.
Here is
We get a map.
the whole map. You guys are in the very bottom left-hand corner, down there. The worm is all the way up here. And so you guys, in turn order, blame. There you go. roll me some initiative. Essentially, the worm is going to move on its turn, but it is also able to make a reaction to move in the direction of any movement that it senses. So you can make stealth checks to try and creep over to the movement. And if you're successful, it won't use its reaction to run towards you, or you can just run and dash. Try and run quick enough.
Can you move us 4 squares to the right for the stream? Sorry.
Yeah, I'll allow it. But
Thanks. You're welcome, guys.
1, 2, 3, 4. There.
Thanks. Yeah, that's perfect.
So those are kind of your options here. This is movement. You can also, like, straight up, if you just want to fight it, you can fight it. I don't mind. So everyone roll me initiative.
Oh my god.
So again, your best bet, and Raja, this is really only knowledge that you have. Your best bet is to try and sneak. If this was just you and Amalia, you'd know that you can probably quite easily sneak over to the thing. But sometimes when you're taking other people with you, it's best to just run and dash. Though these guys are dwarves, so they have very small legs.
Yeah, I guess, well, as soon as we see it, Russ is just gonna like put both hands out on either side to like stop the whole group in their tracks and just say, don't move. Don't move.
Yeah.
That thing can that thing can feel your footsteps when you're walking on the sand.
What is that thing?
It's a oh yeah, you were sick. It's a Safak. It can feel us while we're walking. We can't fight it.
Okay.
At this point, Raja just kind of looks at the dwarfs and like at the heavy chainmail. I don't know how they're gonna be quiet. You guys, you might have to run for it. The only way we get out of this is to get up off the sand.
Well, can't we just move slowly?
You can try, but
I think we
I don't know. We could try that.
But if it can't find us if we don't make noise, then we shouldn't make noise.
I'm gonna smack my chainmail and
Yeah.
ching 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 ching. Like
I'll just look at her and say, "You and I can be quiet, but I don't know that if they can." And I'm just kind of like poking whichever dwarf is closest. I'm like poking his chainmail at. I'm poking his chainmail and like the long sword dangling, and like I don't know if they can be quiet though.
Well, you just said it can sense. They just need to not move the sand. Don't move the sand. Look at they can't run fast. And I'm kind of looking at their legs. Oh wow,
that is massive. Yeah, that just put it into perspective. Yeah.
All right, well, Amalia's up first, right?
Just turn up the fucking ground in front of you. Anything move?
Woo! Right,
maybe you and I try to be quiet, and the three of them run for the high ground.
I guess.
Will it leave? Does it go?
It probably. I don't think it can follow us on the rocks. It has to stay in the sand.
But does it go anywhere else? Anywhere?
What do you mean?
Does it leave?
Not once it's feeding. Once it's feeding, it's gonna swim around and eat everything it can reach.
I'm going to try to be quiet, and
Let's take this slowly.
Also, I don't know why it's here. We've been here so many times, and there's never been one here before. And there were gnolls today, too.
Gnolls are relatively common. Gnolls and lizard folk will poach on sandwalkers with their people. So, kind of like banditry, but they also will just kidnap them and eat them.
Right.
I get to my spot, and I crouch and do one of these.
Amalia, give me a stealth check first.
Oh, shit.
You sneak along. Let's see here. All right. Oh, you lucky son of a! You start sneaking along, and as you do so, something jingles in your pack, and it makes a little more noise than you kind of wanted it to. But the Sathak doesn't seem to notice you. It does seem to have noticed you at some point, in the sense that it kind of let out the roar and started to sort of look towards your area when you first came around a corner here, or appeared. You start sneaking away, but it doesn't seem to notice you.
Okay. That's my turn.
Okay.
Right.
Where's the goal exactly? Like you said, the safe spot to get to where it can't follow us. Is it this thing right here?
Anything over there you will want to climb up. Yeah, I think the quickest place you can get to is, I'll put some text next to it. Goal.
What is it? 195 feet?
Pretty far.
Damn.
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking we take it slow, and if at the very worst we can just book it.
We can go.
We could also try to.
50
Well, that
feet
actually
at
we would just be stranded on top of that little rock, huh?
What if we had haste, man?
Only you had haste.
If we just had Raja and Carlives to just sit here and just bang, 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 bang every turn.
Yeah. Well, you could kill this thing easily as a group now, probably.
Oh.
Your group would be able to overwhelm this thing. It's relatively slow in its own weird way, but as a group here, at your best guess, Raja, it would be an extremely difficult combat for you to defeat.
And we've already used all our spell slots, so we'd all just die. I'm gonna go ahead and make my stealth check.
Okay. You can move wherever you want. You sneak away, but you hear the grinding earth resisting starts to move towards you. It is on its way, and this is a bullshit thing to move. Mm-hmm.
If I become aware, like as I start sneaking, that this thing has spotted me, can I just dash instead?
I'd say no, because you already tried to stealth. You got two options: stealth walk, or because that's going to kind of consume your time that you've got to do, or dash. Let's see here. So this thing, bam, is that 30?
I have no idea where you're measuring it from. The ass or the...
Yeah, that was safe. Yeah, it moves towards you. It's now on the move. It seems to have picked you up. Tumdrind. It also has unlimited reactions, by the way, before anyone else. Because mini game, fuck you. And I'm DM, I don't give a fuck about you and your damn rules, motherfuckers. Fuck you people in the fucking deck.
So just a quick meta question. The thaumaturgy, I can create a instantaneous sound.
Yes.
It's only within the 30 feet radius, right?
Correct.
Just to keep that in mind.
More importantly, because this thing has tremor sense, even though you don't really know what it is and what it can do, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. You can cause harmless tremors in the ground for 1 minute.
That only goes up to 30 feet. Oh.
Yeah. So again, you're not really doing it too far away from you, but it might be useful in an emergency situation, we'll say. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt that you know what Tumdrind can do. But as it stands, to create tremors in the ground now is just a beacon. It's like fucking flare in Jurassic Park moment.
Unless all of us... that's a bit meta, too much meta. Alright, for now, I'll just try and dash over.
You're dashing, alright. Ooh. Yeah, you can move 50 feet in any direction. The Sathak worm easily picks up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 squares. It's moving now towards you steadily, the ground churning up underneath it as its huge tail is like swishing it through the ground easily. Tumdrind just starts running.
It's like that one dwarf from The Hobbit that just ran past everybody. Can't remember his name though.
The Sathak worm uses its turn to continue moving in one direction. And then Todd, Rind, it's your turn.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. What did I put? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? I think that was 5. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna dash. That's it. I was considering doing something else, but no, I'm just gonna dash as well.
Cool. The Sathak worm starts to move towards you now. Thudrin.
Shoot. I do like the way the worm looks, by the way, both in the picture and in the on the map. Yeah, he's gonna do a sprint too. Because I guess that's what's going on now.
Man, that's
there. I wish there was a way. I think it was like right there. I wish there was a way that you could like measure and then press a button and it would just drop your character.
Oh my god.
No, there is. I just can't remember how to do it.
Oh, for real?
I'm trying to like memorize
I think
squares.
you can do like fucking who does it? Someone does it in Nameless Ones. I think it's Venelis. You can press like Alt and press your up arrow keys and shit, and it maps where you go. But I can't remember how to do it.
Oh, that's nice.
So when I tried to do it, I fucked it up so many times, even though I'm supposed to be a Roll20 expert here. But you can do that.
Huh.
I just can't remember. Look it up.
Yeah, I'm trying to do it right now. We'll see.
Amalia.
Attempting to be stealthy.
All right.
Moving
stealth
my
it up.
full distance here. And stealth check.
Oh dear, I don't think you can possibly. Yeah. There's no way it won't see you. Yeah, you sneakily try and move along, but something is jingling and jangling. There you go. Here's. It's now like fucking huge. This is like seeing a fucking skyscraper or something coming like tumbling at you through the ground, just raw. But it's just a mouth. It's just an open maw with dirt churning up in front of it as it's clearly coming towards you. Young Raja, what are you doing?
Oh yeah, there it is. You see the line on the character? Or
How
can
do
you
you
guys
do
see that?
What is it?
I just held Alt while held spacebar while I dragged him there.
It's space, is it? Yeah, go on, do it again.
Yeah, just holding spacebar, then drag and drop, and let go of space.
Doesn't do anything for me. Oh, I see what you mean. It measures it out for you if you. Yeah. Okay, that's actually really
Wait.
neat.
So you're on the measuring tool or the arrow tool?
You're on the arrow tool and you hold down space while you're dragging, and it should.
Oh, you don't have to hold it. You just press space once and it'll bring it up.
It shows
Oh.
where I was. Yeah.
Yeah, it
If I
like
press
draws.
space
show
bar, it
you-
shows where I
yeah.
moved.
Oh, leaves a ghost.
Oh fuck! I've moved myself. I think it was right there. That's cool. That's cool.
Oh, actually, you can just drag and drop and then tap space. That works too. There you go.
Yeah.
But then wait, how do you measure?
Well, then it'll give
Anyway.
you the measurement of how far you traveled, right? So if I go there, it'll tell me where I came from, and then I went 45 feet.
Oh.
Just tap space after you're done dragging. Cool.
Okay.
There you go.
There we go.
What do you want to do, Raja?
I want to.
Oh, if you click space each step, it maps waypoints. That's the one I was going for.
I want to chuck my short sword. What's the maximum range on a thrown short sword?
Oh, fuck knows. Probably. I think we'll just base it on a strength roll.
Okay.
Maybe an athletics roll.
Can I get like a rough idea what my ballpark is? Because my strength is -1. So if I can only throw it 10 feet, I'm not going to bother.
Well, let's see. It's a D20. So we'll say for each number, it's 10 feet. So
Okay.
yeah, whatever
All
you
right,
roll, it's that times 10.
All right. I'll go for it. Ooh, there we go.
There you go.
Okay, so I'm just gonna take my short sword and just chuck it so that it lands right about here, behind it.
Cool. Yeah, the Sathak thing turns around and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 heads over this direction. Just you see it just glide around and scoop up the short sword from the ground.
Nice. And while it is running the wrong way, I'm gonna take my 30 feet and move here.
Cool. Tumdrind.
He's just gonna dash again.
Alrighty. That turns him back around. Oh, hey, look, there you are. Hey there.
Oh, hey!
Yeah, the thing just carries on in its circling arc because it senses
Can I
you.
use a cantrip? Or because I dashed?
No, because you've dashed now.
Okay.
You just see this thing just coming for you, just as it turns on you now. It's also its turn. 1, 2,
Is
3.
it a bonus action cantrip?
Yeah, is thaumaturgy an action or a bonus action? Dash only uses your action, right?
Yeah, dash is an action.
Thaumaturgy is an action. Yeah.
Yeah, nope, never mind.
Yeah, no. This thing is now right next to Tumdrin. Coming for him. Tumdrin.
And pisses himself.
Where is the Evernose? Is he kind of close to me?
One in the middle. Yeah,
I'm just gonna say, Todrin, throw something.
I've got it. Going to thaumaturgy, 30 feet away, this way.
Yep.
Right there.
Okay.
Yeah, right there. And then run. Let's see if I can use this now. 30 feet. Or 25, right? Fucking dwarves.
25. Yeah,
Right there.
this thing now is like right next to you. The noise and
Yeah.
the ground being churned up as you see this thing going for Tumdrind, and then you just create some tremors, a small kind of quake, 30 feet from you as you run the other way, and this thing just turns again, just launches itself towards where the tremors are and scoops up the earth that's there. Thudrind.
That stays there, by the way. Just a... Yeah.
1 minute.
Yeah.
Nice. I'm gonna just run. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
This is fucking terrifying.
Hey, look at us learning stuff.
All right, I'm gonna.
Where's the picture? Yeah, like, the picture puts that into a disgusting perspective.
Yeah, it's horrible. I'm gonna roll a perception to see if he sees you, but I'll give him disadvantage because of the tremors under his face. Disadvantage. That was lucky. Yeah, it you see it kind of like burrow its head as it just tries to eat whatever is causing the tremors nearby, and whatever his name is, Thudrind runs past. Amalia, your turn.
Okay. Well, it seems to be hearing everybody, so I am actually gonna run this time instead of trying to be stealthy, and that's double my move speed, or that's like twice the.
Yeah, if you dash, it takes your action, but doubles move.
Gotcha. Okay. So that would put me right there. There-ish. And that's what I got.
Alrighty. Let's see if it can see. No, it continues to just with the tremor sense. Young Raja.
Since the thing looks to be distracted by the crap, I'm going to do I'll try to just quietly walk and hope that it can't hear me doing it. There we go.
There you go where you want.
And then I will take my 30 feet right there.
Tumdrind.
Is this...
Which one is Tumdrind?
Connor
running. Okay.
Yeah, just gonna dash.
My God, this fucking rolls. Yeah, it doesn't sense you. I guess it won't move on its turn either, unless. Yeah, I'll give you guys the benefit of the doubt. This thing's just munching away at the ground. It thinks it's got Tumdrind.
Sorry, I have a panther attacking. I'm gonna do the exact same thing. That actually stays there. Each of them stay. I can have 3. So
Okay.
I'm gonna do it again. Cat. Oh my God. It's a vicious bear attack. Jesus Christ. Right there. Right underneath it. Kind of in the middle. And then run another 20. Run another 25.
Yeah, you
to
see
there.
it go under the ground now, and its huge tail follows it, and then it bursts out where your other tremor sense is.
I'll just mark them.
This thing is just now like caught in its own trap, trying to eat whatever it is that's causing the tremors, caught in its own instinctual loop.
Sorry, I'm just marking them there. And
Amalia, Amalia, which one
There.
is it? Thudrin.
Children. Yeah, my dumbass got a 0 initiative. All right. He's just moving 50, which I think is like that. That's 45, so 50. That's it.
Nicely done. Yeah, this thing is still caught in the tremor sense loop. It just destroying this earth here, churning an enormous great big hole in the ground as it kind of, you see it burying itself in this crater that is created here. Amalia, you running?
Dashing. That's it.
This time, it senses its third prey. The crit 20, I can't deny that it saw where you went.
Yep.
Sensed you.
Oh, that thing is horrible.
Oh, I think that. Hey. Oh! It is right up next. Todrin, you see Amalia run past, and you've done your tremor senses, and then suddenly the ground, like next to you, just as it just.
oh shit! Run faster.
Let's see. Last turn I sneaked, so like Haryang Raja is like moving super slowly, and I think he kind of sees Todrind about to be eaten, and then just I'll toss my spear to the other side of it to try and distract it.
You can throw a spear with Dex, so same thing.
Okay.
Just for the meme.
I will try to land it. Well, this thing's pretty close to me. I'll just land it like right in this vicinity here somewhere.
Yay.
Northwest of it.
Okay. Yeah, the thing just comes up where Todrind is and then just turns right next to where you are, Todrind. There's probably a piece of ground behind you that's now filling with sand as this thing just barely gobbled you up. And yeah, Raj, you can run. Tumdrind is off. the Craven. Yeah, it turns back around, but it's heading for these tremor sensors again. And you just see this thing heads for the tremor sense. Todrind.
Exact same thing. Actually, no. Gonna dash. All
right.
50 feet precisely, right there.
You are free to do that. This thing is caught in the tremor sense. Todrind.
I mean,
Yeah, we could
at this
definitely-
point, I don't think there's anything else to do.
We could definitely beat one of these worms if they always roll this shitty.
Yeah, no, I've rolled exclusively 2s and 4s for most of the
That's it.
Amalia?
I make it there. I doubt I can start climbing though, huh? That's a dash that got me there.
Ah! Another 20. Oh wait, no, disadvantage is a 1. Young.
At this point, I think with the rest of the group getting that far ahead, Raj is done. He's done trying to look out for everyone else, and he's just sprinting. I am out of here. Just
one last check. The this thing does sense you this time. Turns around, and as you guys all start running towards this thing, you see it kind of just it comes up now, and Raja, being the last to run, his little legs going as each of you starts to scramble up this. This is very easy to climb. You don't need to do anything. There's these kind of rocks that you can move up here, and as each of you climbs up onto the edge of this thing, you're probably all now just watching Raja as his tiny little legs run and just pound forward as he runs up this thing. This fucking great big worm thing is kind of following him and snaking through the sand. Raja, please give me a strength saving throw.
You would use my -1 stat.
A sudden gust of sand blows your way. You see all of the clerics and Amalia reaching out and screaming and jumping at you as you run forward. There's this thing behind you. When this sandstorm just appears, it blows over away across the clerics and Amalia and just hits you, knocks you flat on your back again. Boom! You hit the sand. There's this horrible, terrible sound of this crunching earth behind you as this sand worm is... the sand, you feel it again biting and scratching at your skin. There's this terrible skull-like face which appears above you as on your back as the sands wash over you, and you hear it scream at you, and this time you can make out the words as it says, Rasha, focus, ground yourself. Ground yourselves. And the sands wash over your body, choking you. Your mouth fills with sand, and you gasp for air, but it fills your lungs. Then, once again, as before, the sands disappear, pass over you. The others are looking at you like you're insane. You've just run along, and then you just fell over on your back. You're fine. The sandstorm isn't even behind you anymore, but there is a fucking great Sathak worm here.
Okay.
Your turn again.
All right. So that do I start prone or do I start standing?
You start prone.
Rip. Okay. So I guess I have to. How far is this? Can I make this? All right. If I start prone, so I guess I would be able to move 30 feet, right? If I stood up, because I'd have to spend
the same way. Yeah.
I have to spend half my movement to stand up, and then I get double movement for sprinting.
Do you have, what, 45 feet?
No, he would get 60, but it's still halved, no matter what.
Well, that's the thing. I'm not sure if it halves my maximum or halves my current, right? Because if I spend half my feet to stand, or half my movement to stand up, it's 15 feet. Point. But then if I dash, it says that you get double movement. Does it double what I started with on the turn, or does it double what I currently have left? Because I would have either 30 or 45 then, depending.
I think it's 30 because we've run into this earlier in the campaign, I think, and we've just established it's the same map either way.
As well. Bilbo usually knows his shit in the chat, so I'll go with 30. Yeah, it halves your total, whatever movement you're doing. So you got 30.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because it doesn't have your speed; it has your movement.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
So
okay.
yeah, you're.
Would this be enough right here on the rock?
You can risk it and find out. You don't know.
Okay.
And I'm gonna reach out to Roger.
Yeah, I'm gonna sprint for it. I'll stand up. I'll use the rest of my movement, and I will yell Tumdrend as I get to right here.
Tumdrend. Raja, give me an acrobatics check to like leap upwards, and Tumdrend give me a dexterity saving throw to try and grab him. You feel the worm right behind you as it its mouth opens up the ground underneath you just as you leap upwards, and your little arm launches itself towards Tumdrin. Your hands don't really connect, but you do kind of grab fingers in like a monkey grip. And then Tumdrin, give me an athletics check. Or a strength save, it'd be the same thing. Yes, Tumdrin, with the last of his dwarven might, just whips you up. And this thing just, it hits the side of this like much more dense rock and just, you feel the whole thing that you're stood on just shake. And then it just buries itself into the ground below you. And you guys just about survive the Sathak worm encounter without having to fight it. Jit. Raja barely, by the skin of your teeth, jump up onto the edge. So you guys are now up on a on the beginnings of this trail, which leads to the monument that you're trying to head to.
Does Tumdrin still have a spear lodged in his shoulder? Yeah, so as I'm climbing, I just grab the spear and climb over.
He did snap it off, but it is still there, yeah. I mean, you could pull it out the back, but it healed around it, so you'd have to actually dislodge it properly. So you guys are here now on the top of this, these sort of like rocky foothills that lead up into a much more mountainous area, which is where the monument stands. And you can probably see it a little, though you've got to kind of still head up this incline. There used to be a set of steps and a bridge which led over to here, and then another rope bridge and then a rope bridge, and it would send you through this kind of hilly area and get you nice and safely up to the much more high inclined rocks. So although this is all very flat because we only have one axis to see, this is kind of going like this all the way up. So the area that's ahead of you up towards here is much higher up than the area that you're at. So the whole thing is on an incline, so you kind of always will be going upwards. And the best route is to jump over to this, head along here, jump down to there, if you're following me, head over to here, across this little bridge, across this, and then jump into this thing. That's how all the sandwalkers do it when you come out here with one of the other sandwalkers from town, training and learning. You guys all jump from rock to rock as you go, climb along the ropes and things like that. But of course, this time you have three rather rotund looking, not particularly dexterous looking clerics with you. So how you want to approach this is up to you, but this is the way to go. How do you want to do it?
Do we have a... How the fuck do you say? Pitons? Pitons? How are the fuck you saying? No, we have none in our backpacks?
Pitons?
I don't know. Chat always corrects me on how to say it.
I think it's pitons.
I have no idea.
We'll say pythons just to piss off chat.
How about we say repeating muskets?
You have no repeating.
So we have none? All right.
No, although Amalia and Raj
do have grappling hooks.
I don't see anything in my inventory, actually. Oh, I see a 50-foot rope, but no, that's it.
So you've got the rope, I've got the hook.
That's it. We're calling them wall stabs from now on. Thank you.
Wall stabs.
But I really want to hear what the dwarves say.
Yeah, I feel like after...
The dwarves were not prepared for climbing. They thought they were getting on a train and then doing a nice walk.
Yeah, right after
saying.
Tumdrin, or no, Thudrin. Who was it that rescued me? Was it Tumdrin?
Tumdrin.
Wait, was he the Craven one, or was he the spear in the show? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
For some reason, I was thinking the spear guy.
No,
the spear in the
like
shoulder.
The absolute beast of the party at this point after the epic fight.
Right?
Yeah. Spear in his shoulder, they whipped you up onto this ledge.
Yeah, so I guess Raj is probably just lying flat on the sand now, just kind of breathing heavy. Going, well, Second Char will be excited. He said he hasn't seen a Sathak in 5 years. We made it. All we have to do is climb up there.
That part's easy. And I'm kind of like running around back and forth, kind of dancing, like happy, but still scared. Yeah, now we just have to... It's pretty easy. You can jump over there.
Yeah, this is the easy part. Oh, and I'm just looking at like all the heavy gear on the dwarves again. Yeah, this is the easy... Oh.
Right. We can walk.
You just
down
gotta.
there, correct?
Well, yeah, I think if the worm's gone, he probably won't come back. But I don't know. It'd be safer to just stay up top, and I'll walk over to the edge and just kind of look down and say, I guess you could go down and then climb up again on the other side, but it's easier to just jump across. And is it an acrobatics roll or athletics to jump this?
Yeah. Either one.
Either one. Okay. I'll just back up and then try to jump across.
You and Amalia have advantage because you've done it so many times before.
Okay, so it's 14.
Raja, do you have anything in your pack? I have this. And I pull out the grappling hook.
Yeah, I guess that'd be helpful. Hang on. Oh yeah, here, and I'll toss the ropes over to her side. Yeah, if you want to jump across, this is the safe way to do it. But you know, if you can't make the jump, you'll have to go down and climb up. If you toss me the rope, you know, I can tie it up on this side so you have something to climb up.
I have an idea. You give us a day. We can build some kind of contraption that will carry our gear across, and we can build the bridge.
Brother, we don't have a day.
Yeah, I don't think we have. I don't think we have an extra day's worth of water.
18 hours, perhaps. He can make water.
Look,
Young.
you can just use this.
I mean,
Here.
Water's not a problem.
I'm gonna toss him the hook.
Yeah.
And then after I toss him the hook, I'm gonna yoop.
All right. Give me an acrobatics check.
Acrobatics.
Luckily, you have advantage.
Luckily, you're a story character.
Oh my goodness.
You do a jump, and you probably do like one of those like.
I'm nervous because Raja's over there.
I'm gonna catch her.
You probably do an
comes to that.
Assassin's Creed onto the edge of the fucking thing and like grip onto it, and then Raja has to kind of help you up. It's the most layered of jumps.
Oof.
He's gonna pull her up and then just kind of like very close to her face, just gonna look at her for a second and say, "It's a sweet scar." Like trace the thing on her cheek and then back up. Completely oblivious to how red he's making her turn.
Right, yeah, and he has no idea about my crush, so I'm just pink as can be, and I can't take my hand off the spot.
Yeah. Dwarves?
Well, if she can do it, we can do it.
Yes.
Oh, no.
I'm a story character too, right?
You're not
what's a story?
You have jumped this many times.
Brother, what did you mean by story character?
When I tell stories later, I'll be a character.
Right.
I'll go. Athletics?
Wait, Thudrin just rolled already, right?
Oh, I didn't even see that. My bad.
Thudrin, you have big, powerful dwarven legs, and you just.
No one tosses a dwarf, he says, as he.
Yeah, it's like a Hulk jump. Same with Todrin, they just boom, boom, over to the other side.
It's a straight vertical leap over.
It's just a
yeah. So you two are over the other side. Tumdrind.
Final Fantasy Tactics style jumping with just an absurd amount of forward momentum out of nowhere.
After I've jumped over, I'll try and help my brothers if I can.
I was gonna say the same.
You cannot. Oh yeah, you can.
Damn it.
Tumdrind.
I already did it. I got it.
Oh.
You can do it.
It's on the knees, brother.
Tumdrind, you jump and then just you land down here. There's a terrible ricochet, and from underneath you, Tumdrind, you hear as the ground starts to rumble underneath where you are.
Get up here quickly!
Can we throw down the grappling hook for him?
Give him the rope.
Yeah.
Just throw a grappling hook at
Wait,
it.
is Amalia still carrying the rope?
I don't think so. I think I tossed the hook to.
One of the
said
dwarves
our side, I think.
Yeah,
So
you can have combined it into a grappling hook and rope situation.
Well, I mean, who's holding it is what I'm asking.
Let's say Todrind. Tumdrind, roll me a d6 first though, because you are injured.
Oof.
yeah, you land and just boom, 3 bludgeoning damage.
Little rolled ankle.
Immediately, I'm gonna cause a little tremor far away from me.
Yeah.
Guys.
Use the rope, brother.
Oh, okay. No, I'm trying to climb up.
Mine just
Give me a
straight up
check.
You know,
strength.
the sad part is all the dwarves seem to have like the same stats. Looking at the rolls, Connor's luck just sucks that bad.
With the advantage because you are having Todrin help you up. Yeah, you start to climb up, like abseil up the side of this thing, a little ways away, like 30 feet away from wherever you and wherever you place the thing. The tremor sense monster, what is it called? Sathak worm comes up. Yeah, you can climb up there now.
Damn.
So you guys are all up here. You can walk along this without penalty. It just looks scary. What do you want, dog? Leave me alone. Look at my dog.
Did I ever tell you guys I'm afraid of heights?
You're not really that high up.
Stop
See?
falling and you won't be, brother.
Raja's like standing. Raja's standing as close to the edge as he possibly can. Like, we're not that far up, really. Like hanging halfway off the edge.
Put a hand on. Stop falling, and you won't be afraid of them.
I turn around to him in such a dead serious face. I don't want to fall. You know that, right?
Come on, guys.
No.
Can we do this a little faster?
Yeah, let's
We can get
go.
out of here, and I'm just gonna try and jump the next one.
I'll roll for mine as well.
Yep.
I'll do the same.
Guys, you're gonna have to toss me.
I'm gonna wait for everybody to go and try and help everyone along. The dwarvy buddies.
Yeah, I've already jumped.
All right, I'm gonna help Todrin.
Todrin and young Raja just do like a over to the other side, and Amalia is like da-da-da, boing.
If I make a crit on my jump, can I catch her?
I'll give you a dex save. You have to beat 16.
Oh boy. Rip.
You try and catch you. An arm comes launching out towards you, Amalia, but you just roll me 2d6.
2d6. That could one-shot her.
It's ramping up as we go now.
You sort of grab onto a ledge like Conan Exile style and do that, but it's still quite a lot of like momentum as you hit the ground. You boom on your ass, and sand comes up around you, and underneath you, you feel as the ground starts to shake.
Do we still have the rope from the last area?
Yeah.
I'm over on this side now, yeah, so
All
I'll
right.
throw it down as well. Come, young one.
Amalia, give me an athletics check, and Todrin with advantage for Todrin's help.
Ooh, I've got a -1 on athletics.
Nice.
Ooh.
You'll be fine. You've got the luck of Lash on your side.
The fear, you hear this thing underneath you just as it dies away, and you launch up the side of this mountain. Tundrin or the other one.
All right, I'll try and help Tundrin to cross.
Yeah, I'm just gonna turn to Thud and be like, you're gonna have to toss me.
Yeah, one
Just
day you'll
not-
get over this.
Not by the beard.
All right, here we go. I'll
I'm
do like
waiting.
one of the little hands out there so he can jump onto it. I'll throw him.
All right. So I guess do you have advantage? Do you have Dame?
Wow.
Do you have? It doesn't matter. You throw him down into the ground.
Even if I'm catching, like, because I was said I'm standing on the other side trying to catch.
He throws him. He just goes like this. And throws him down because he just fucks it up completely, and you fall. Give me 2d6 as you just.
Oh God.
Hey, I didn't throw him down. He messed that up. I didn't get to get my roll.
He stood on your hand and it just fell face forwards. You take 6 bludgeoning damage as you just.
It reminds me, like, you know, when someone tries to do a flip off something, but they don't get the forward or backward momentum and they just fall flat.
Yep.
Yeah, you look at him down there and he looks fucked.
Are you down?
I'm still alive. I got 1 point.
There's a
Get him
rumbling.
up.
I'm again.
Get him up.
Throwing the rope down.
Okay. Athletics checks with an advantage. Yeah, you
God.
when you kind of climb up to the top. By the time you get there, you see he's all scratched and broken and messed up and bruised. But you managed to climb back up. Fludrind?
All right, I'm just gonna jump across.
It's beautiful. You can jump over there.
I'm gonna hop out of. Oh.
Everyone can make this jump without penalty because this is kind of like you can climb up the rocks here.
Okay.
And you can also here. There's one last little jump to make off this little pinnacle.
Okay, guys, this is kind of the hard one. You gotta balance on this rock right here as he kind of like walks out to the edge. Maybe give me the rope in advance just in case someone falls again.
Gonna throw it to him.
All right, I'll be right back, and then I'll try to jump across here. Watch me fail miserably on this one specifically.
It's like where he goes to step and misses the second footstep and just.
You make it. Just run off the edge.
I went for it too, and I think that's what happened.
I'll take the.
Wait, is this a new check?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. You fucking launch it.
I'll take the rope and wait. Are you jumping before he even turns around?
Probably.
Raja jumps. He's like, all right, before any of you jump, let me just.
She's doing the mid-air leggy running thing.
Malia, what's gotten into you? You usually make these jumps no problem. I'll throw the rope down to her.
Well, first she needs to run me 3d6.
Oh, 3d6?
Molly, what's wrong with you?
That
I'm
can
dead.
outright kill a level 1 character.
I don't know how she's gonna survive.
Deaded. Deaded. Blind. Broken.
You fall down the thing.
On the
Raja,
ground.
you may make me a dexterity saving throw.
Is that
with disadvantage to try and lasso her.
Oh, whoops, that was mine. Sorry.
The number you have to beat is 13.
Okay, and that's not.
It's just an epic level plot armor grab.
Hey!
So, in reality, in the real timeline, this probably didn't happen. But in Raja's messed up head right now, he's got the rope and he just lassos it and it goes down, wraps around Amalia, and he just manages to like Spider-Man, not quite Gwen Stacy style, as she just and her neck snap, and then he is able to help you as you climb back up.
It's like for a split second, it's just adult Raja up there, and he's just like, "Whoop, this is easy." Just like yaks right back up.
The reverie breaks for a moment, and yeah, Raja, you start to feel a little more like old Raja for a second, and then once again you are 13-year-old young Raja, and Amalia makes the jump very clearly. From your memory, you remember that she made this jump.
I'll throw the hook end of it over to the spire right there, so they have something to hold on to.
All right, give me a attack roll, d20 plus.
Well, if I fail the roll, I'll reel it back up and throw it again as many times as I need to. Still make the roll?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. A 5. Oh wait, 5.
It's an embarrassing fail, Amalia. It's just embarrassing. It's pathetic. Bro,
try this again. I'll throw it further this time, like over there. Instead of trying to hook it on here, I'll just let it land on the sand over there and try to throw it again.
It's beautiful.
There you go.
The
wow.
Again, he's no longer 13-year-old Raja for a moment. He's just a fully adult version of Raja, and he just grabs onto the perfect piece of looped rock and perfect. There
you go. You can hold that while you jump, and I'll pull so you get extra distance.
I'll help anchor it too and go last.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait for Tumtrend this time.
Right. Give me. Are you using the rope to climb over?
Well, I don't know exactly what. My thought was they could hold the rope, and as they jump, I pull so they get extra distance. But if they have a better idea, like if they just want to,
and they're a big, heavy, round,
that might not even work. So I'll just tie my end off on something, or me and Amalia will both hold it, I guess.
Yeah.
If we fail, you are literally just tugging us into the rock at full speed. Young brother. You can do this.
Before we go, can someone please? I'm a little.
While he's hesitating over there, Raja's going to turn to Amalia and just say, "Did you hear voices in the sand before when we were running from the worm and when we fought the gnolls?"
No voices. You heard voices?
It's probably just my imagination, I guess. I just
Oh.
thought I heard my name.
Is anyone
No.
able to heal?
Nope. I'll
No.
spit on my hand and slap it on your wound. There you go, brother.
I'm gonna
That could kill me.
on the shoulder. We will. Should we throw him? Looking at Thudrund.
What could possibly go wrong?
Everything.
I'm going to move out of the way if you do that.
Yeah, please don't throw me down.
I'm gonna pick him up, I guess, by like on both sides and just.
Yeah, give me an athletics check with advantage.
It's like a Newton's cradle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like a Newton's death trap.
Oh my god! You launch him all the so basically, which one is it being thrown? Which one are you? Tumdrin.
Tumdrin.
Tumdrin. They throw you to the monument of Chaunty.
Does he take any damage?
He lands perfectly because he got 24. It's beautiful.
Wow.
And Thudrund.
Wow, I didn't know dwarves could fly.
Yeah, neither did I.
You sure did.
Pat Thudrund. Good throw and jump.
You have the luckiest rolls.
I know. Thank God. Except for that
Thudrund.
fucking one that set us back an hour in combat.
Thudrund. Oh yeah.
All right,
that
I'm
one.
gonna unhook the rope and just tie it around me if I can. Might as well just bring-
Maybe you should pull. I'm gonna hand the end of the rope to Todrund instead.
Hmm.
I think you weigh a lot more. Maybe you should pull.
You're
Here comes
Probably.
the thud.
Give me advantage athletics. Yeah, easy. Whoa, you jump over and land on the other side. So you guys make it up to the top of this area. It's quite windy up here, and the sand is kicking up. But there's a certain level of peace to the area, and very clearly in front of you there is some old sort of monuments, some old ritualistic looking carvings, these oddments that stick out of the ground, ancient looking buildings. Maybe there was probably like a stone edifice or maybe a house of some sort here, but they've long since gone away. And as you move down along this sort of old looking path up here, you come to the monument of Chauntea, which is a sort of like this kind of looking thing, but up in a mountain. There's just this enormous, huge, like this is huge, like bigger than the Sathak worm looking thing. Once upon a time, this probably stood 100 feet tall, and it fell. But although the stone carving has kind of fallen to ruin over however many years, the mason work is old, like very old, but there's a deep divine kind of presence to even be near it, that most certainly the clerics will truly feel. And the area is relatively safe up here, and Amalia and Raja probably take a moment to rest and check their equipment while the three clerics are able to attune to their god. And as you rest, they pray, no doubt, to their god. Anything you three clerics want to do while you're here, particular?
No, I'm just very seriously going through and reading the prayers and doing what we need to do.
Yeah, probably leaving like small offerings of flowers and grain around whatever parts. Like, is there like a localized shrine, or is it just we're just praying to this giant?
There's nothing active here. It's just that this was one of the greatest monuments in the entire country to your goddess. So it's like a pilgrimage that you've now made across the entire country. You came from the very north all the way down to the very south.
Yeah, let's probably go up to the two of them and brothers. You did well today. Father would be proud. And so would Mother. And pat Tumdrind on the back.
Ow.
Suck it up.
Yeah. A little sore there. Not like you were thrown down a frickin' cliff.
I have no nose, young brother. I am now Todrind Never Knows. Do you understand the slight that has been inflicted upon me?
I mean, your nose was big before.
At least you didn't. Our family. Father
you
said,
didn't lose the beard, though. That's good, right?
The nose is more important to our family.
Is it? Wow.
No, not to me.
We come from a long lineage of noses.
No, the beard is more important. Yeah, totally. Beard. Number one. Not the nose.
I'll back away from them while they're doing their ritual and just walk over to Amalia and say, "Oh, we did it."
Yeah, we did. My butt kind of hurts, but yeah. And I realized I said that, and I wanted to seem tougher than that would make me seem. So I was like, "But it's fine."
Yeah, I think I'm still missing a huge piece of me as he looks down at where he got impaled earlier, and even like after the healing spell, he's like, it didn't even heal all my missing HP. So he just kind of looks down, and there's like a giant gouged out scar on his abdomen. He's like, yeah, I think I'm missing pieces of me too. It'll be fine though, I think.
Maybe it'll leave a cool scar.
You think? I hope so.
Me too.
Raja, you recall this day as being somewhat similar to this. Almost definitely not exactly this way, but it was definitely a very similar day in your past. This was something like your first true Sandwalker mission, and you got the clerics to and from the shrine or the monument in one piece. You guys headed back to town and were back before the sun set, well before the sun set. And everybody was kind of headed towards the inn in South Grove later that day. And it was as you passed Sagan Shara's house that you remember an odd thing, something that comes to you now, years and years and years later, a memory of Sagan Shara speaking to somebody. And at the time, it meant nothing to you, and you weren't bothered. You were a 13-year-old. You were high on life. You had completed your first mission. But as you pass Sagan Shara's house, you glance into the window and you see the old man speaking to a tall, maybe an elven-looking gentleman, perhaps. Sagan Shara spoke to him and said, "I can no longer look after my people, and I fear our village has dwindled down to only a few." And the elven gentleman says, "Oh, I assure you I have only the citizens of Dust Vale at the forefront of my mind. Join me in the endeavor, and I'll provide you with the power necessary to help me, and by helping me, save us all, and enter us into a new age." You see a look cross Sagan Shara's face. It's an odd look, a deep thought, a pensive look, a glint of fear. And then Sagan Shara's voice changes inside of the memory. It no longer really drifts at you from a nearby building as you pass it, and the dwarves head into the inn. You see your father throwing mugs of ale across the bar at them. Amalia glances back at you, her eyes twinkling. But it all feels very distant and very far away from you. You can hear this very strange kind of sound, this wind, this sand storm picking up now from behind you, and you sort of turn back to see this sandstorm as it picks up in the distance and heads towards South Grove. Sagan Shara's voice once again speaks to you, but this time it speaks to you in the present. and he says,
"How was I to know he would betray me? A man of the people, a political leader, a revered man from the capital. He was my downfall, and my downfall was the downfall of South Grove, of my people, of my family. Free me, Raja. Come. It is time."
and that is where we end today's session, everybody.
What? It was a politician and an elf, and you trusted him.
I mean, that's fair.
Your father was the one to lead the village.
But was Sagan Shara his real father the whole time? No.
No, he was not. I have
Damn.
tentatively named, though I probably won't call it this, the next episode, Chapter 38, Sagan Sharwraith.
Oh!
Please name it that.
I
Yeah.
don't want it. It's a spoiler if you look at the whole playlist.
Oh, I guess so. Yeah.
But we know, now that you've got to this point in the playlist, that really it's called Sagan Sharwraith. Thanks for playing, everybody. This weird kind of memory-ish. It was a sort of reverie, a memory, and we'll get into it more next week. But each of your characters will have been through something similar, although we won't go to each person's one. When we return next week, you guys will be returning to your OG characters. Well, not your OG characters, Jay.
Fuck you. I fucking. You know what? I didn't even get a chance to make the joke. Give me the jokes, okay?
Your other characters, your main characters. And we will continue with what can only be described as the beginning of the end of Tablestory Just Fail. And yeah, before we do that, we'll do a quick round of shout outs. Let's begin with your boy himself, young Raja, Bella Excalibur.
Hi guys, I stream on Twitch, and I'm really sick of doing this voice. And I'm on every day at twitch.tv/Fairlight_Excalibur, playing games and generally just being a grumpy, sarcastic sociopath. So if that sounds like your thing, come hang out.
Good times.
It's good vibes.
Sounds like Brad.
Yeah, it was interesting making this because you had of all the people here that made a backstory, Fairlight's original backstory for Raja was the most in-depth backstory I've ever received for a character, and I did consider taking some stuff from that, but I didn't want to fuck with it at all, really, because I really like it just as its own individual thing. And eventually on Tablestory, or through Tablestory, me, Jay, and Wack are going to release some character sheets. So if you wanted to just look at or play as or hand out as a DM some of the characters from some of the shows, then we're going to try and like set that up and do that. And I really want to put Raja's backstory in that character sheet if I'm allowed, Fairlight. If you would allow,
yeah, of course.
You can go in and tweak and change and check and stuff before we do it. I won't just do it. But it's a really interesting backstory that I think people would want to read and know about, because it's like an actual fucking thing that you can read. And it was really interesting when I read it for the first time. And I almost went back into one of those to try and like, because there's cool just little stories in there, and each one of them could have been a one shot. But I thought I won't fuck with your thing too much because that's yours, and I'll just go even further back and we'll do like your first real sand walk, because then we can make it fairly light, because again it's probably going to be quite heavy going for a few episodes now. So
were you looking at doing the one where he met Walter?
The Walter one, yeah, and also your original run-in with the vampire I almost ran, because that was another thing that I wanted to touch on, because I've brought that into it a lot as well. But I kind of like leaving some of that stuff up to interpretation. I'm a fan of interpretive things with D&D for other people to look into. But there is a really cool backstory to Raja that is, this is just my lame little one-shot, but it's an interesting character with a lot to draw from. So one day maybe you can read it, but only if you go to twitch.tv/Tablestory and look and wait for it to show up. Anyway, that was my ramble. Who's next? HJ Tenchi. How about you?
Playing Pillars of Eternity 2 for a little bit, and then got to go to the personal trainer, get my ass kicked tonight. So only going to be about 2.5, 3 hour stream tonight after this. So that's it.
Enjoy. Ms. Connor Cronus.
Twitch.tv/Conacronus. I'm not like these guys that are great at games and can easily kick ass, but if you want to hang out and hear random voices and impressions from time to time, then I'm your guy.
I'm by far the worst gamer here.
No, I believe that goes to me.
I'll have you know, if I put my mind to being the worst.
All right, worst gamer, Tuesday Gray. Where can people
Hi
find
guys, I'm holding the crown, the title forever. I am the worst gamer. I'm a perma noob. My name is Tuesday Gray. You can find me at /Tuesday Gray. I sometimes do things. Also follow Tablestory.
Yes, Jay.
Follow Tablestory. We have a lot of dope shit coming this next month. So go join our Discord, subscribe to us on YouTube, and turn notifications on for the Tablestory channel. It's only going to be going live like 6 times a week, so you're not going to get that many emails.
I mean, that's most streamers though. It's pretty, you know.
Yeah, but it's only for like 2 hours. I mean, yeah, I guess if you're used to regular live notifications, that's a lot of. Never mind.
I want to get it to 7 times a week if we can. That's what I want. 7.
Thanks for watching, Dustfail.
Thanks for watching. That is my cheap voice changer because I don't have one. So
why don't you learn?
Click
how to
the
do
end
it
broadcast button.
I would love to. Don't forget to follow twitch.tv/Tablestory. Although remember that Dustfail is going to continue here. Everything else will be moving over to there. And we've got all sorts of goodies coming your way. Thanks very much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Bye, dude.
Peace out.
Thanks for watching, everyone.
Peace out.
Later.